You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family's done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
Hello, how are you doing? It's Tuesday. Why does it feel like it's not Tuesday? Why does it feel like it's later in the week? Anybody else feel like it's later in the week? I got my days confused, y'all. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't chat with y'all in a while. And I feel like being vulnerable on the internet, so I've been doing a lot of mentor sessions with the girls, with the ladies, with women, and a consistent theme. A lot of y'all ended friendships this year. A lot of y'all walked away from friendships this year, and I feel like a lot of y'all had my 2022. Maybe it's because it's Christmas time, but my 2022 is really sounding like a lot of y'all's 2025. And let me, I mean, when I was going through what I was going through back then, I really didn't say much because I was being spiritually guided to shut the fuck up and not talk about it. Like, I literally remember the day when Spirit was like, all right, let it go. I said, okay. So I let it go. 2025, I got my vindication. If there was a lick to get back, if there was any type of revenge to be had, I was granted in 2025 that revenge or that vindication, even though I wasn't even really looking for it. Like, it was kind of crazy because as soon as I became thankful for how everything happened and how everything played out, it was almost like vindication happened like immediately after. It was insane. I was like, my name started getting cleared up immediately after. It was kind of crazy because I'm not gonna lie, I was mad for a very long time. Like, I wasn't even mad, y'all. Like, I was I was angry. I was fucking angry. Then I don't know, I did, the more I introspected and reflected off of how everything played out, I grew more thankful because sometimes you can't see past hurt. Sometimes you can't see past pain. Sometimes you can't see past betrayal. But I kept working at it. Like, I kept working on it. Like, if you feel like, if you have people around you that are like, shut up and just get over it. Like, if you have those type of people, you need to get rid of them people too, because that ain't it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you weren't genuine, you would be unbothered. If you weren't genuine, if you really didn't care about that person, if you really didn't have like a genuine care in your body, a genuine bone in your body, then you would be like, fuck it, or you would be immediately over it. But you actually cared. So, like, there's a grieving process that takes place. There's an anger stage. There's a confused stage too, because like you're kind of shocked, like, what the hell happened? The hell? Then you kind of have to go back and forth, like, what were the signs? Like, how did I miss these things? Like, you go through a lot of phases when you end a friendship. So if you're hanging around people where they're making you feel like you need to just get over it, that's not being genuine. That's not being real. Like, that's being fake and phony. Like, you're not actually working through the fact that that friendship has ended. And I feel like friendships ending are in my opinion, I feel like they're worse than breaking up with a man. Like the friendship breakups are worse than breaking up with a man. And I feel like the reason is because we tend to lean on women more emotionally than we do men. So I feel like that's where it really comes in. Like, you want to tell your friend when you're excited, when you're sad, when you are disappointed, when you're surprised. You want to go talk to your friend. So I hate that I cared so dang much. Yeah, you will hate that you cared. You will genuinely hate that you gave so much of your time and energy to a person. It's part of the process of healing, though. So if you broke up with a friend this year is the year of the snake, and the year of the snake carries deep, quiet power. Spiritually, it's not about loud moves or instant results. It's about inner mastery, discernment, transformation that happens beneath the surface. So, a lot of you went through like some type of transformation or rebirth, and part of that transformation and rebirth, you're not the same person. So, you're finding yourself not in alignment with people that you may have been friends with for quite some time. So, you you're really letting go of those friendships where your identity is no longer matching when y'all were friends. Like when y'all were real close friends, your identity is not matching who they are. And it could be that they changed for the better, they changed for the worse, and it's just still not aligned. It could be that they changed for the worse and you're seeing certain things in them, or these issues, or these things about them, they have always been there, but maybe you just never noticed it because before your identity was in alignment with them and now your identity is not. Okay, so you're letting go. Part of the year of the snake is you're letting go of outdated identities. You're releasing survival patterns, fear, or a false version of yourself. So this tends to happen too. I feel like I've been hearing a lot of women come to me talking about how a lot of you got rid of friends that you used to trauma bond with. Like you used to bond with them over trauma. So a lot of like relationships that were created off of just dumping, venting, and I don't know, exchanging the same outlooks when it comes to like fear or perpetrating like a false version of yourself. No shade, y'all. Um, And, I feel like this is just part of your rebirth. Like it's a rebirth that happens after deep internal processing. And this is the thing that I've noticed with women. Oh my God. Girl, they be lying. Girl, they be lying about how they're healing and they're working on themselves. And so you think you're on the same page with them. And then you realize, wait a minute, we not on the same page. Like you've been faking the funk this whole time. So you got one, you may have been putting in real work and then they have been like faking it or lying about it. Just lying. Let me see if I can find it. Cause this woman, I thought I was crazy, y'all. I thought I was tripping.
It hurts my soul to say this, but one thing I've learned about seeing the behind the scenes of a lot of women's lives
Ooh.
is that y'all are lying. Y'all be lying to your friends.
Ooh.
You stay lying about the state of your mind, your career, your
Ooh.
relationships, your personal growth, and it's really affecting the quality of the relationships that we can have with each other as women. And it's preventing women who are really struggling from coming out and saying, "Hey guys, I need help." I took care of a patient who was referred to me by her friend that I took care of the year before. I had to get on the phone and convince this woman's husband that she needed post-op care. And do you know what sold it? I'm not even an upseller. If you've ever had a consultation with me.
Oh my God. And okay, so I have to think back. So the way my friend, there have been a few girls that were exposed to me actually. Um, I started seeing patterns that wasn't making sense. And I wasn't like judging them. It's just if you're telling me one thing and you're doing the complete opposite, it's like, what the fuck? Like, that's kind of throwing me off. You know what I mean? But some things that I noticed, um, man, male crazy. Like, I noticed, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We're decentering men, da 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 da. And then I was like, wait a minute. A person that is truly decentering a man would not say some shit like that. And was this person intoxicated? No. It just slipped out. It just slipped out. I think I had reached a level in the friendship where they became comfortable and I saw a side of them that I've never seen before, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not trying to be around that type of energy. No shade. But that's just not the energy I want to be around, because that's not who I am. You know what I mean? But they presented themselves to be a certain way. So I'm like, okay, you presented yourself to be this way. Now you're presenting yourself to be a different way. Hey, Crystal. And then you're showing me that you're something else. Okay, this is not the friendship I thought I was a part of, or it was crazy. So then there was another situation where I thought, this was when I was like in that section of femininity level up, like that era, that phase that I was in. And this girl was talking about, oh, I'm leveling up, like da da da. And then she was wanting to stay with a man that had a newborn baby that he didn't tell her about. I told her the truth. And that's another thing. I'm an Aries. I'm going to tell you the truth, especially if you being stupid. I'm going to tell you the truth. This man is trying to make it seem like he didn't know about this newborn baby. And I called bullshit on that. And I was like, girl, he knew about that newborn baby. He just didn't tell yo ass. And she was so mad, y'all. She was actually offended. And I was like, but that's the truth, though. He's lying to you about that. You want me to believe a woman went damn near 10 months and didn't try to tell that man nothing? He knew. He just didn't tell you. And so I noticed after I was honest with her about that, I just saw like, I'm like, girl, you're not trying to level up. You're trying to hang on to a dusty ass man. And I'm like, I can't be a part of that either. But honestly, that's not what broke the camel's back when it came to the friendship. It's just, I should have separated myself at the time that I saw that, but I wasn't trying to judge. Even though this person was showing me who they were, I wasn't trying to judge. And then later, I had to pay for it. So don't be on that, oh, I'm not trying to judge, I'm not trying to judge. Listen, that is discernment. Somebody is showing you who they are. You need to believe what they are showing you. You need to ask yourself, does that resonate with me? Is that in alignment with me? Am I okay with that representing me within friendship? You gotta start asking yourself them questions.
I believe that you come to me because you know that you're valued and you know that I'm going to hold space for you. I'm never going to upsell you in a package. I'm here when you're ready. But the thing that sold this man was that I told him that his wife was going to get emotional and he needed to be patient with her. I told him that he had to wait until she was ready to do anything while she was recovering. I told him that he had to allow her to work through her emotions. If she's crying, she needs a supportive person at the bedside with her. If she's anxious, she needs a supportive person at the bedside with her. And he was like, you know what? You got it. I may know how to take a blood pressure, but I can't be there for my wife. I'm taking care of this lady in this amazing hotel, and her friend who referred her to me comes to visit, and she spins a completely different story. I'm sitting there like, mind you, this is not something that I was told. I was there when this man pretty much was like, yeah, I can do a lot the things for you, but I'm not going to be there for you. Her friend came and she was like, I'm so glad you referred Alpha to me. We was like, this is a no-brainer. It just makes sense for us. Like, we are so about this kind of thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm just so confused. That's not what happened, but I see women do that all the time. I see you guys misrepresent your realities to people all the time. And then when I advocate that we should be better friends and form community with each other, y'all are like, women are jealous, women are this. Your friends don't even know what's going on in your life, like your real life. You hide behind, I'm the strong friend person. Sister, being strong does not mean that you're lying about what's happening in your life. Being strong means that when life knocks you down.
But I notice like women who hide stuff about their life like that, it could be a series of different things. Like they're truly insecure about their real reality, so they don't want you to know about it. And they may not want you to know about it because they feel like to be your friend, they have to present a certain type of way, which has a lot to do with themselves. I don't really feel like it has anything to do with you. But if you're the type of friend that people look up to, like they always come to you for advice and things like that, they're not going to tell you certain things about their life because they know 9 times out of 10 what you're going to say. Or they know that because you have been misrepresenting yourself to this friend, then they're gonna know that, okay, like there's some inconsistency here. Like you've been saying one thing, you've been saying you're doing this, you're doing that, you're changing this, you're changing that, and this being transparent would expose that you haven't been. So it's not like you're truly in a genuine friendship because this friend is not disclosing certain things because she wants to present herself a certain way to you. But then that's not creating like true transparency. So it's a mess.
You are able to get back up, and if that includes help from your community, then so be it. That's what being strong means in my mind. I want to challenge you to find one thing today that you can be honest with a friend about. You don't even have to go deep. You can just be like, hey girl, yeah, the other day when we went out to eat and I said the food was good, I was lying. I just don't want you to be mad at me because you like the food. Let's start there.
I want to know, like, what is an insult, y'all? Because the reason why this live is unplanned, I wanted to talk about Akira today, but them Nicki Minaj video comments are a hot damn mess. They are a hot ass damn mess. I said, you know, it's like I want to put it on membership only and put it on Patreon, but I'm like, nah, because I'm just gonna leave it up. I'm just gonna leave it up. Honestly, I don't even. What is truth cannot be an insult. Like I need that. Now, can people insult you with other words? Yes, but truth should never be an insult. It's something that you should embody, and it's something that you should be proud of because it's your truth. Truth cannot be an insult. But when people use other verbiage while telling you the truth, the other verbiage is like the B word, or you're dumb, or you're stupid, or you're foolish. But truth should never feel like an insult to you. If anything, it should give you clarity, peace, understanding, awareness. Like truth being an insult is so that's so insane. Then another thing too is like women tend to get defensive. So even when you try to communicate with them, they automatically see it as an attack. Like when you're being honest with them, they see it as an attack. So the reason why we can't even cultivate genuine friendship sometimes is because, well, it's kind of hard communicating with women. You can't be truthful with them. That's an insult. You can't be genuine and transparent with them because you have to walk on eggshells, and you know, if you say the wrong thing, they're going to be defensive about it. You can't even have a conversation. Like literally, when it came to my Nicki Minaj video, I wasn't arguing with anyone. I'm bringing you clarity about where I stand, my opinion. Just because you disagree with that, that doesn't turn this into an argument. We are literally just having a conversation. I'm not about to argue with you over a woman that defended and married a rapist, defended her pedophile brother who attacked a child online. Like, I'm gonna start asking y'all, are you okay? Are you okay? Defending a woman, like wanting the best for a woman, like, no shade, but like, honestly, if Nikki was to jump off a bridge, I would not care. I would not care. But I had to pull back because the Barbs had me on Twitter X chopping my ass up. And if you've ever dealt with the Barbs, which a lot of you have not, you get dogs. When I said the queen has been compromised, I'm not being dead ass. Like, when have I ever referred to myself as a Barb? Better yet, when have I ever referred to myself as a fucking doll? Like, are y'all okay? Like, do I really give that? Do I really give Barb? Do I really give doll? Like, I feel like I give around the way type of vibe. That's it. I don't feel like I give Barb. I don't feel like I give doll. I'm sorry. I didn't build that type of audience. You know who did build that type of audience? Aaliyah J. And y'all attacked her because she gained weight. My followers don't do that. And it's because when you build an audience like that, they tend to be what? Shallow. Barb is perfection. Doll is perfection. As soon as you step out of perfection and you're no longer seen as the it girl, then your fan base becomes your bullies. That is not what we give over here. That is not what we give over here. Okay? So honestly, you got to be careful about the fan base you build, but you also got to be careful about the friends that you keep as well. Because if you keep shallow friends, of course they're going to be judging you for the stupidest things. Like, why you got them shoes on? Why you wearing that bag? Why you don't have a wig on? Why your nails not long? Why you wearing that? It's always going to be some surface level bullshit. Like, always. Like, just, you can bank on that. You can bank on that. I'm a tomboy, y'all, and I never gave Barb. I'm sorry. I never gave Barb. I just never gave Barb. I was too busy trying to I don't know, get in the WNBA, girl. I just wasn't a Barb. So I don't get it. I feel like people like to pick and choose when it comes to their faves, and instead of just sitting with the fact that your fave has disappointed you, we all have to suffer. Let me turn this off. We all have to suffer. It's like, damn, it's not even that fucking deep to me. Like, first of all, let's just start with the fucking fact that I don't look at Nicki Minaj for anything politically. Like, that's why I'm like, y'all really dragging this shit. Because I'm like, you really be looking at Nicki Minaj for politics? And then the internet talking about she a puppet. She's not a dummy, y'all. Puppets are dumb. She's not a puppet. She knows what she's doing. And this is another thing. Stop allowing people to play in your face. She's aware of what she's doing. She was aware of what she was doing when she married the rapist. When she got that marriage license, she knew what she was doing when she got the marriage license. A woman with a fortune like that, she knew what she was doing when she got the marriage license. When she decided to publicly defend her brother, she knew she was putting her legacy on the line when she did that shit. She knew. She's not dumb, y'all. I feel like when y'all say someone is a puppet, like they're dumb, they're unaware, they're unintelligent, they're not educated, they're not smart at all. She's aware. You know what's sad? It's taking 2025 for people to see her for who she really is. That's what's sad. That's what's sad. That's what's sad. It took 2025, but it's the year of the snake. So the year of the snake is going to expose people. You see people for who they really are. Like, they're not going to be able to hide behind their mask. And then the fire horse, which is 2026, it's like, it's going to be, if you think this year was bad, like, it's going to be way more intense. Look into the fire horse. But I need the girls to understand that just because we having a conversation and I'm offering clarity about something, that doesn't mean we arguing. That doesn't mean we're having an argument. We may be having a disagreement, But that doesn't turn it into an argument. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Cause and this is why I be saying like the women that do the work versus the women that don't. All it does is create conflict. That's all it does, and unnecessary conflict. Conflict that's not even there. It creates conflict, and then I have to step into my emotional intelligence and tell myself, okay, that's projection. That's not how I feel. Like this was just a conversation. Like you really have to like take a step back. It's crazy. Let me see. Where I'm clicking on this. Is it showing? Let me go back. Okay, there we go. Let me But this woman said it best. She said, people who can't communicate think everything is an argument. People who lack accountability think everything is an attack. Y'all can't hear nothing? Why does it do that? I don't understand. Why does it do that? Let me see, y'all. Is it echo? Let me know if you can hear it now. Let me go back.
Emotional maturity. People who can't communicate tend to think that every disagreement is an argument, and people who lack accountability think every piece of feedback is an attack. And that right there will kill a relationship faster than cheating ever could. Because when someone cannot talk things through, everything.
That is crazy. I don't know why it does that. Oh, now you can? You can hear me, but you can't hear the video playing. Oh my God, what is going on with that? I do not understand. Let me play this one. I'll just have to download it.
I noticed it's like an epidemic this year that a lot of women are finding out that the people that are around them are not their friend and they're getting rid of them. They're finding women are coming on here giving story times on how their friend of 10 years, 5 years, even recent friendships, how they're ending because they no longer align with them or they realize they weren't good friends. XYZ. I've been seeing it so much in women. I barely see it in men because men, they don't even hold each other accountable. So they'll stay friends to the fucking grave. But women are starting, especially us millennials, we're getting older, we're not putting up with a lot of shit. I know I'm not. Ben, I don't need a new year to cut you off. I will cut you off today, Tuesday, December 9th, 2025.
Can y'all still hear it? Can y'all see it? I just turned the echo on. Okay, let me go back then. Damn, let me go back. Let me go back. Because I really wanted y'all to hear this one. Okay, let me know if you can hear this one. I turned the echo cancellation on. I turned it off earlier, but let me know if you can hear it now. Damn.
For real.
Now y'all can't hear. Why is it so? And then it's delayed as hell. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, so it is the echo. Okay, let's try it again.
I noticed sometimes it's like an
Let me try this one again.
Say, people who can't communicate tend to think that every disagreement is an argument, and people who lack accountability think every piece of feedback is an attack. And that right there will kill a relationship faster than cheating ever could. Because when someone cannot talk things through, everything feels like an attack to them. You're not arguing, you're clarifying. But to them, clarity feels threatening. And when someone avoids accountability, even gentle feedback feels like disrespect. Not because you were rude, but because ownership makes them uncomfortable. So instead of listening, they defend. Instead of reflecting, they deflect. Instead of growing, they just shut down. And this is why so many people say, I can't talk to them about anything. It's not that you're too sensitive. It's not that you're asking for too much. You're just dealing with someone who hasn't developed their emotional maturity yet. Healthy people can disagree without disrespect. Healthy people can receive feedback without feeling attacked. And healed people don't turn conversations into combat. So if every conversation feels exhausting, tense, or unsafe, pay attention to that. It's not communication, it's incompatibility. Be sure to follow for more. People who can't communicate tend to think that every
Okay, the reason why I want to talk about this is like sometimes when it comes to your friendships, like when you really start to do the work on yourself, the way they kind of expose themselves is you find yourself in disagreements, but the disagreements are not supposed to be this huge blown up argument, but it turns into that because they've been lying this whole time about how they're doing the work and everything. So you would think they would be more understanding of certain things, like you setting a boundary with them, and you would think that they would respect that. But then when you assert yourself to set that boundary, then you find out like, wait a minute, why are you taking me setting a boundary offensively? If anything, you should understand. But they don't. They take it personally. Then they start to feel personally attacked. Then the next thing you know, you having a full-blown fallout, and it wasn't even supposed to be a fallout. It was just supposed to be a conversation. It was just supposed to be a conversation. That's it.
this year that a lot of women are finding out that the people that are around them.
So let me go back to this. It was just supposed to be a conversation.
Epidemic this year that a lot of women are finding out that the people that are around them are not their friend, and they're getting rid of them.
Ooh.
They're finding women are coming on here giving story times on how their friend of 10 years, 5 years, even recent friendships, how they're ending because they no longer align with them or they realize they weren't good friends. XYZ. I've been seeing it so much in women. I barely see it in men because men, they don't even hold each other accountable. So they'll stay friends to the fucking grave. But women are starting, especially us millennials, we're getting older, we're not putting up with a lot of shit. I know I'm not. Ben, I don't need a new year to cut you off. I will cut you off today, Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. If you made it this far, you're lucky for real. What I think was happening with women is we are not realizing a lot of these women are some women are just not good friends. Women think they're good friends because they talk to you. Sometimes they barely show up. They wish you happy birthday. They call themselves your friend. Some think they're your friend because y'all go out for drinks here and there. No community. There's no community when it comes to a lot of women. We would save ourselves so much time if the women who are not good friends would know that about themselves. Because when I was going through a low time with me, and I was at my lowest, I was very low vibrational. I didn't even want women around me.
I have a question though. When you're creating a friendship with someone else, what are your expectations? What are your expectations? What are your needs? What are your, I don't want to say requirements. It sounds too formal. But just what are your standards? Like, what are your expectations for that friend and how you want them to show up in your life?
Because I knew I could barely care for myself. I could barely care for myself. I could barely pour into myself. I knew I couldn't be a good friend or a good girlfriend. I was single and I did not like to have any women around me. I would go out to eat with myself, all that. I poured into myself. And that's why I could show up today full force for anybody in my life because I took that time. Women are good friends. A lot of them aren't.
Now listen, I told y'all years ago. I said a lot of y'all don't have friends. Y'all have relations with women where y'all bond over how you don't like men or you have man problems. Once you remove that, a lot of you think you got friends, but you really don't. Then another thing, this is the thing, when you start to remove things from your friendship, you really start to see you didn't have a friend. Like, you don't want to go out all the time. You don't want to party and drink all the time. Then you realize either you don't have that much in common with that friend, or you realize that that friend doesn't really show up for you because now that you're into other things outside of just partying, just drinking, then you realize, like, damn, they wasn't really there for, they not really a friend to me. We were just associates that would go out, and that was it. Then they put this then typically these people put this expectation on you to want to stay the same. Like, even when it comes to my YouTube channel, y'all, me changing my intro, people are always like, I miss the old intro. The only thing I hear is, you miss the old me. That's all I hear. You miss the reckless, impulsive, feeling like, oh, I have to be aggressive and speak my mind and be the loudest to do it because that makes me feel heard. And it's like, then you like the old version of me where I was very extreme, very unhealed, was into the gender war debates and shit that would literally drain my fucking energy. But I was in survival mode, so I didn't even know that shit was draining me so bad till I really started to work on myself. And I'm like, damn, these gender war topics drain me so bad. Like, that's all I hear. Like, I don't be hearing about, when you say you miss that, you miss a version of myself that was just not healthy, like, at all. That was just, I just wasn't I can't say I wasn't a good person, but mostly, like, I just wasn't good to myself. You know, like, I wasn't good for myself. I wasn't showing up for myself. That's what I hear when people be like, I miss this and I miss that. And it's like, you miss a version of me where I wasn't showing up for myself. And not emotionally. Physically, I'm going through the motions, but I wasn't showing up for myself emotionally because I was emotionally blocked off due to trauma. I was emotionally blocked off due to me not really wanting to deal with my problems, like, in a real way. And I feel like the way you deal with your problems in a real way is honesty, but then also emotion. And see, I had honesty down. Like, I could be honest as hell, but the emotional aspect of it, I struggled a lot. Like, addressing things from an emotional place was something I fucking hated. I hated it. It made me feel weak. It just made me feel weak. So I would just avoid showing up and dealing with the emotional side of my issues. And I would try to just move past it and act like it wasn't there. And the whole time it's there. It's there. And it's the reason why I would get triggered so easily. I would feel the need to get louder to prove my point. I felt like silence was weakness. So I always felt like I had to say something. It's just a version of myself like I just don't relate to. I appreciate that phase in my life. But I just don't relate to it anymore.
But they're good girlfriends. They're good doormats.
Ooh.
They can be good at that.
Ooh.
I'm not in the habit of choosing to anymore because I used to place my friends like, oh, she's a good going out friend. But that's the only attribute she has in this friendship. She literally brings nothing. She does nothing else. I can't ask her to do anything else. I can't have deep talks with her. She's just going out. No, I'm not doing that no more. If you can't be all around based, good, community based woman, you have no place in my life. And that's what I feel like is a lot going on with other women. Women are realizing who the people they have in their lives. They're not supportive. You have a business, they don't repost, they don't support your business. You have endeavors, they're not asking you how they're going, they just want to gossip. It's just, we're too fucking old. They're using social media as a tool to check on you. They don't call you.
And then, oh my God, y'all, you know, the reason why I've really transitioned into being more unbiased is partially because I've done the work on myself, but also like women don't know how to take accountability. Like there's my 2022, I saw a side of women that I've never seen before, and I don't know if it's because I was changing and I was coming out of that victimhood mentality. And sometimes when you're in that victimhood mentality, right, you can't see these things because you're in it. But once I became like a spectator, right, where you're on the outskirts, you're on the outsides, and you were in it with them. So this is no judgment because you were them at one point, but it's observation like, damn, women don't know how to take accountability. And it's not all women, obviously, because I'm stepping into a newer version of myself where I know how to take accountability. I know how to go through the process of having an ego death to address what needs to be addressed, right? But the other girlies are not there yet. And it's hard to be in community with them because it's hard to communicate with them. And then when you sit back and you start like vocalizing these things, you know who you sound like? You know who you start to sound like? You start to hear yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, this is what men have been talking about. This is what men have been talking about. You literally, like y'all, a fight happened all because I set a boundary, and if the friend would have taken accountability and respected the boundary because of what the friend did, there would not have been there wouldn't have been a blow up. But I felt the need to defend myself because what the friend did was very disrespectful. I would have never done this to a friend. So I felt like to protect myself, it was necessary for me to set the boundary. I try to communicate that. A boundary turns into a whole blow up. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, damn, like if she just would have owned what she did, why did it have to blow up into this altercation? Like it was insane. It was so insane. It was so insane. But yeah, like you start to sound like men. You and this woman is like, women don't know how to take accountability. Women don't know how to they don't know how to take ownership. They don't know how to be in good community. And then a lot of us think good community is bashing men and talking about men all day. And it's like, that's not community, y'all. That's not. And y'all know, and I feel like this is never gonna change about me. I don't care how old I get. I'm gonna be 70 in a rock chair. I can't stand sounding like men. Like I can't stand like agreeing with them, especially when it comes to us and our flaws and our shadow sides. Like I hate agreeing with them, but at the end of the day, truth is truth. And I'm willing to deal with that and confront that head on. Like I may not like it, but it is what it is. But me even saying I may not like it, but I'm willing to confront the truth, that's me. That's like me showing you like that's what it takes to really work on yourself, right? Like confronting the truth from a real place. And I used to think that just because I can talk about something, like that was me being real and that was me being honest with myself. But the part that I struggled with was facing the emotions that came with that truth. I struggled with facing the emotions that came with the truth because it made me feel things that I didn't want to feel. It made me feel things that triggered not so good feelings that I would feel during trauma or when I was traumatized or like when I was having a high stressful experience or a very intense experience. It would make me feel things that I did not want to feel. And so now that I'm like pushing past all of that, I want to be in community with women that are doing the same thing. I don't think we're asking for too much. I don't think women are asking for too much. And I understand like busy schedules, kids, being a wife and having friends. Like I understand that a woman has to take on, so many hats and things like that. So the pressure to be codependent is not what I'm just asking for, like, balance. I'm looking for balance. And I think a lot of women are looking just for balance. I don't think once you start to do the work on yourself, you tend to go through isolation phases. So you become very comfortable and confident in your own energy and in your own space. And so you don't really lean on friends in a very, like, cold dependent way, but you do expect for them to show up at those special moments or those special times, whether it's need or sometimes when it's desires. But even when it comes to desires or wants, okay, they can't make every last one, but they try, or they put in the effort to attempt to be there. I can respect that.
Don't text you. They don't invite you nowhere. If you invite them, they barely show up. But they use social media as a tool to check in on you.
Oh, I hate that.
And I'm going into to 2026 not really wanting to be on social media. It is what it is. I have gotten to a point in my life where I'm only pouring into people that are pouring into me. And some people are just not getting the whole, they're not getting what they used to from me. It's just, for what?
One of the things that I struggle with in friendship, when it comes to romantic relationships, it has a lot to do with men being emotionally available. Like, emotional availability is so hard to find in a man. It's insane. I look for emotional availability over height. Okay? When it comes to women in friendships, the number one thing that is missing is growth. Real growth. Actionable growth. Not talking about doing something, but actually doing the shit. Like, because I'm an action-based person. I'm not going to sit around with you talking about, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then not go do it. And I noticed that when you align yourself with that energy where it's like just all talk, there's a stagnancy. There's a stagnancy that comes with that, and then it starts to energetically affect you. Then you don't even realize it's affecting you until you start to see how their energy is starting to rub off on you a little bit. It's really insane. So it's like, for me, I've been able to do I was able to find the consideration and the integrity, but it's the growth for me, because I'm always growing, I'm always changing, and I'm not talking about like money and material, like I'm talking about mental shifts, perspectives, not wanting to do the same thing socially over and over again, like wanting to see new things, like wanting to have new experiences, and wanting to enter into social groups that are elevating or can elevate me just by being in the room, just exchanging energy with those type of people, not necessarily using them, but just being in their company. And I noticed that some women are just very comfortable with going to the same rooms and doing the same thing, and it's just like, that's not going to get me where I want to go. Like, I want to be in new rooms with new faces, meeting and rubbing elbows with people, and it's a diverse setting. It's just the same. It's the same old, it's the same thing all the time. So it's very hard. It's very hard. And then you feel kind of stuck.
I really think women would save themselves so much time if they realized they weren't just not good friends.
Oh.
I will absolutely tell you if I think you're a good friend or not. And if you're not, it's okay. Either work on being a good friend or don't be a good friend. Who really gives a fuck? But just stay away from women who want community. Stay away from women who want community. Because no. It is what it is. And we would see this year, though, it was the year of the snake, so we found out. I already was going through it. I always talk about this, how Saturn has been transiting my 7th house in Pisces for fucking 3-something years. So I lost a lot of friends, and I gained a lot of boundaries, and I'm very happy about that. It needed to happen. It absolutely needed to happen. I had too many bitches around me. I had too many women around me. I was telling one of my homegirls when we were off this weekend, I had a birthday dinner that my husband threw for me at Del Frisco's when we first started dating, and I had like 14 women
Damn.
at that dinner table. I don't talk to none of them now. That's how it be.
Damn. That's crazy. I be hearing the girls talk about losing friends after they get married. That's crazy. That is crazy. And then, you know, I can't, this is another thing, y'all. I be attracting women that don't be happy in their life.
I'm gonna demonstrate what it's like to have a conversation with your friend who is obsessed with being miserable. Bro, I hate my job.
And I just need to say, like, I consider myself to be an alchemist. So, like, even when my life was bad, I still tried to make something happy about it. Like, something, I would still try to make it glamorous. I would still try to make it fun. I would still try to make it something. But just sitting in misery, like never having, it's frustrating when you have good news to share and then you hold back sharing it because you feel like if you were to share the good news, you're talking to someone that's kind of miserable, and it's like you feel like you can't even share it because it's like, well, damn, I have good news. And then the only reason why you have good news is because you turn a bad thing into a good thing. And then they're just sitting in the misery, not wanting to change it into something good. And so you just be like, damn, so should I share this or not?
So much, like the environment just makes me so depressed. The people there are so mean to me. No one is friendly. Everyone's just so overbearing, and there's just so much pressure on me. Like,
oh, that's crazy.
I don't know if I can do it anymore. Oh my God, I meant to tell you, I saw this new job opening, and it pays like so much more than your job does. I've heard really good reviews about it. I read up on it for you, and it says like the people there are really welcoming, really nice. You can kind of keep to yourself. You don't have to work in too many groups.
No. Oh wait, no. What room did you put the rent in? I'm gonna have to go back and listen.
Projects, because I know you don't like that. And yeah, like it just sounds like the perfect fit for you. I can send it to you if you want. I mean, yeah, I just don't really want to switch up my environment, you know, and like start over with new people. I just feel like that would, I don't know, that wouldn't really be good for me. You just said the environment that you're currently in is making you depressed. Bro, I hate my fucking boyfriend. He's such a fucking bum. Like, he refuses to get a job. All his friends are just gross and weird. They always kick it around the house all day. He just lays up in bed all day. He plays the game. He smokes. That's it. Like, it's like I'm taking care of a child. Oh no, girl, we're too grown for that. You need to tell him to leave. Like, y'all gotta break up. This is ridiculous. You've been complaining about this for months. I mean, yeah, I just don't really want to be alone, you know? Yeah, but is he good company? No, like, not at all. Okay, well then you guys should break up and he can get his own place. It's your apartment anyway. He's the one who moved in with you. I mean, yeah, I guess, but I just feel like that's doing too much. Like, breaking up with him just because he doesn't have a job, he smokes all day, he's a bum. Like, I don't know. I remember how you told me you had those really bad migraines. Anyway, so I got this medication for you. It's supposed to help with migraines. Like, I read up on it, and everybody said it did wonders for them. I just don't really want to take the medication. Oh, well, why not? I remember you saying that you were talking to your doctor about getting put on medication for your headaches. So you're not doing that anymore? Yeah, my doctor did prescribe me medication for my migraines, and my migraines do make me miserable and put me in a bad mood all the time and affect my day-to-day life. But I'm not going to do anything about that because I like being miserable and I like being in pain.
Listen, I don't know if it's because I've taken myself out of survival mode. Like, literally, my nervous system is out of survival mode. But, like, people like this, I can feel my energy in my body, like, actually leave. That's how bad it is. And I would like to hear from a therapist, like, is there something that happens to your nervous system to where you become, like, more sensitive to people and energy? Because I actually feel the energy leave my body when all they have are, like, complaints or just a rant that's just very negative and it's, like, pessimistic. I feel the energy leave my body. And then when I hang up the phone with them, I need to go lay down. I need to go lay down. So you got to set boundaries with them, and then you set boundaries with them like, hey, and then they take it offensively, and it's just like, wait a minute. Then you got this friend too.
I'm going to demonstrate what it's like to have a conversation with your overly male-centered friend. This one was highly requested. I've just been feeling not like myself recently at all. I've been feeling really depressed. I feel like I have no sense of self. I don't know what I'm into anymore. I don't know what brings me joy. Like, I just feel like I'm losing myself day by day. Should I text him? Did you not just hear anything I just said? Huh? No, I did. And I'm sorry, like, that sucks, I swear, but I just, you know that guy that, like, only hits me up at 3 a.m. and we, like, fuck every once in a while, and then he texts me and he makes it seem like he's interested in me, even though we both know he wants nothing to do with me and has no intention of dating me? Yeah, so he texted me last night, and he asked me to come over, and I did, and we hooked up, and then I left this morning, and I haven't heard from him since. So should I text him? No. Oh my god, I'm so glad you're here. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long. I know, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, but did I...
And then this friend really be getting on my nerves, because, like, she texts him anyway. You know she texts him anyway. I don't even know why you asked. Like, it just be like, what the hell?
You and my boyfriend did the other day? No, you didn't. But I feel like every time we link up, all we ever do is really talk about your boyfriend. Like, I feel like we don't talk about anything else. Yeah, you're my friend. I should be able to tell you about the good and the bad in our relationship, or I should just be able to talk about it in general. No, I'm not saying you can't talk about your relationship. Like, yes, I want to hear about the good shit. I want to give you advice whenever you need it. I'm just saying I feel like every single thing we talk about leads back to your boyfriend. Like, every single thing. Yeah, but I just feel like that's you being a bad friend. Like, I can't talk about my boyfriend at all. That's not what I said. Did you not hear anything I just said? Oh my gosh, the club last night was so fun. Like, I feel like it was a cute little, like, girls' night, you know? Yeah, but I didn't get any attention. Like, I didn't get any hoes last night. It was just us girls and that was it. Yeah, it was a girls' night.
I'm just glad we having a conversation. I'm just glad that we can talk about this, because it's literally when it comes to a lot of these friendships that are ending, it was all built off of party, like party girl to find men, male validation to find men, party, find men. The second one, a lot of these friendships were built off of talking about men constantly. And then the last thing, ranting about misery. That's it. That's it. I'm telling you, if you start to set boundaries with these things and you start to remove these things, you realize you didn't have a friend. You didn't. I don't know what you had, but I'm bringing this, and the misery is the ranting, the complaining, like the constant complaining. And then this will be killing me though. You know what be killing me? Is that these be the women that have no problem finding a man. That's what be killing me about that. They be killing. I'll be like, but damn, every time you look up, she got a new man. He may be dusty, but she got a new one. I just be like, damn. It's crazy. I be peeping that. It's so crazy to see the divide happening though. Like, honestly, it's so crazy to see the divide happening. I know I said it, but it's still crazy though. Like, damn, for real? But it's like, you really can't share spaces with them. They're not safe mentally and emotionally. Like, it ain't even they're safe physically. They may be cool, right? Physically. But mentally and emotionally, they are not a safe space. They are not a safe space. It's very draining. And then when you have all of this other stuff that's going on in the world, it's like, yo, that is an overload. And it just becomes entirely too much. So a lot of you are ending friendships, and I'm just here to tell you that you feeling upset about it is so normal. Don't rush to get over it. Take your time. Allow yourself to be angry. because that's part of it. Like, you're allowed to be angry. I don't know why society tries to make it seem like you're not allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be angry. You really are. You're allowed to be angry. Some of you are allowed to be mad as hell because they may have done something that was just, that may have caught you off guard, and it may have hurt. Then another thing that you're allowed to do is to take your time to create new friends. Take your time. You may be jaded. You may be confused. Like, you may be hesitant to make new connections or new relations so soon. Like, you may need time. And I feel like when you need time, you were really genuine in the relationship because you need time. You're not rushing to create new connections because you're trying to learn from the last connection that you just disconnected from. So don't scramble to try to make new connections. Like, take your time. Truly reflect over the past friendship and try to put the pieces together about how you want to move forward with creating new relationships with women. And that's all I really wanted to say, because it's difficult. It's very difficult. It's difficult. It's even difficult as like a content creator when you're outgrowing some of your followers. Like, you're just trying to have a conversation with them and they think it's an argument. You're just trying to give a different perspective, like a deeper perspective beyond just sensationalizing these topics and these conversations. Like, you want to go a little bit deeper, and it's just creating like a huge disconnect. So it's hard. Like, it's very hard. It's hard to grow as a content creator. It's hard to grow as a friend. It's hard to grow in a relationship, a romantic relationship. It's even hard to grow as a sister or a cousin. It's just hard to grow and leave certain people behind, and certain people that you were at one point in alignment with, or you shared a cycle and phase and time in life with them, but then like outgrowing that and like moving forward, moving on. It's hard, 'cause especially if you thought they were going to be around for a while, like you thought they were going to be around forever, or you felt like y'all were going to go through different milestones and you were going to have certain experiences together, and then like you're realizing due to your growth and your change that that's not going to happen. And and when it comes to this conversation, the other friend could have grown as well, but maybe they just grew in a different direction. So it's like you have a lot of that too. You have a lot of that. Do y'all have any questions? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I experienced this. Oh my gosh. I experienced this, y'all. Shh. But my window's open. She's literally right underneath me. But girl, I experienced this. My new neighbor tried to rush me into a friendship. She love bombed me and it made me uncomfortable. Damn, do we be going through the same shit? Yo, I was scared for my life. Now she hates me because I told her to back up. Girl, I could have told you what you could have did over doing that. Girl, I could have told you what instead, because now it's going to create this awkwardness. But girl, I had a girl underneath. Like, she tried to do the same thing. And you know when you meet somebody for the first time and like, I got super special treatment. Like, she was so accommodating. She was like, oh my God, do you want me to bring the TV outside? And I'm like, bring the TV outside? It's like, girl, we just meeting for the first time. It's so cool. She's like, but I just want to show you this show. And I'm like, girl, we can go inside if you want me to go see it. Like, you really gonna bring the TV outside? It was a lot. And she was like, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? I'm like, girl, what the fuck? And then it got worse because I just met her and she's telling me all of these like stories about her boyfriend, the man that she lives with. And I'm like, and she goes, do you hear us fight? I'm like, no. But around that time, they had moved in and I had went to go see my parents. when I was taking care of my mom when she had her surgery. So I was gone for like weeks. And so when she asked me, she was like, do you hear us argue? And I was like, no, and I hope I never do. I hope I never do. So, then it started getting even more weird because I started, telling her certain things. And what else did she was it was almost like she saw me and she like leached onto my energy. And then she was like, oh, like if I'm ever lonely, can I just come up and knock on your door? And I'm like, girl, I just met you. Imagine someone saying all of these things and you just met them. And then their energy is giving draining, alert. Like your nervous system is saying alert. You're going to have to protect yourself from this person. This person will be very draining to you. It's like your nervous system is literally telling you alert, protect yourself. It's crazy. That's what it gave. And then and then later, because we were talking more later, I was like, oh my God, she's going to be one of those people that want to come up, sit on my couch and vent about their man all day when they get into a fight. And I literally had a vision of her like literally coming up to my apartment after they have a fight, and she's sitting on my couch venting to me about it. And I was like, oh hell no. So when I came back upstairs from the visit, I literally went to my altar and I was like, listen, God, protect me from this energy. Like, ain't no way. Like, please, like, make it to where, and I started using Psalm scriptures too. I was like, I think it was Psalms like 85, 91, and 23. I think I combined them all together. But I was like, make her feel like this is just not a place she wants to be. Like, whatever you do, like, just don't make her feel uncomfortable to come up and talk to me or something. I don't know. Because what sucks is when you're being genuine and you can't help that people naturally gravitate towards your energy and they want to be open and transparent. But then you're like, damn, this could drain me though, because she has that type of energy where she needs to be validated. She needs to be reassured. She needs to be praised. She needs to be uplifted. Like, she's one of those type of personalities. And I was like, that will literally drain me really, really bad. So I was like, God, please protect me from this energy. And then when you really start to work on yourself, you start to feel energies that resonate with you that are new, but they're very familiar to the past energies that you cut off. And it's the reason why she was triggering me so bad. Like, when my nervous system was reacting to her energy, it felt familiar, but different. And that's when I was like, oh no, like, I need to like really create some separation here because this is bad. And her energy was feeling like past friendships that I had in my life, where I was the counselor, the therapist, the cheerleader, the confidant, I was like, no, we are not doing this. We're not doing this. Be careful. That's all I gotta say. That shit is scary as hell. And then the way to explain it is an energy seeing your light and like your vibration, right? It's in your energy and your light. It's light. It's not weighed down. It's not heavy. It's not a burden. Like, it's light, right? It's very light energy. And then they come in and they with their heavy energy and they see you and they just want to leech onto you and just suck you for all of your light energy to try to lighten their load. Like that, I'm telling you, y'all. I'm telling you. Seriously, and she has not bothered me. That prayer, it was powerful. That scripture was a sermon, and she has not bothered me. She has not bothered me, and I'm just like, thank you, God. Because ain't no way. I started having visions, y'all. I started having visions of this girl literally coming and bothering me. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, I was like, I just got rid of this person and this person that was doing the same thing. And then they don't understand. It's the energy that they take from you is your life force. It's your creativity. It's your self-care. It's your self-love. It's how you want to show up for yourself and for other people that you truly care about. They literally come in and take everything. They suck everything and they leave nothing. So it's like, if you don't protect yourself, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then their problems become your problems. I hope not. I don't even care. At this point, I just want to be left alone. I just want to be left alone. And listen, I don't mind telling people the truth if it come to that. But I try to be nice and cordial because, you know, she has to live under me and stuff. But girl, like, I can't do that. I can't. It's too much. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm the middle child. I'm very independent. I don't need too much. I don't need too much attention. I don't need too much interaction. I'm great. And people take that offensively. And I'm like, God damn, I can't do nothing. This is so real. I had a friend like that. I realized she was competing and copying and relying on my information to other people. Oh, relaying my information to other people. We would be on the phone for hours dealing with her stuff. Ooh. 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 Ooh, girl. You ever had those friends where you be on the phone with them for hours trying to help them solve their life? I do not miss none of that. I don't miss none of that. 2026, I am pouring all of my energy into me, and I am meeting people where I am at in life. I am meeting people where I am at in life. And let me tell you where I'm at in life. I'm about fitness and wealth, okay? And I mean like wealth in the sense of like healthy, wealthy. I feel like you are wealthy when you are in good spirit and you are in good company. So health, wealth, also expansion. What's going to take me to the next level? I don't like this level. I don't want to stay at this level. What's taking me to the next level? I've been at this level long enough. I'm ready to move on to the next level. Whatever that looks like, that's where I want to go. Then another thing that I'm changing to is, oh, this is huge. I don't want to go to events that are cheap. I want to be in spaces where I have to pay. And the reason I'm saying this is because I notice the cheap events or the free events, it's low vibrational. It's low vibrational. I want to, and I'm not saying that I won't go to one here and there. It just depends on what it is. I'm saying the rooms I want to be in, I have to pay to be in them. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with investing in myself to be in rooms where I have to pay because who I'm connecting to, there's a benefit. And the benefit could be information. The benefit could be inspiration. The benefit could be I was inspired or something. Like I don't know. Like I wanted to create afterwards. Like I want to be in those rooms, and if I have to pay for it, I'll just pay for it. Like that's where I'm at. I don't want to go to Free Before 11 or even the cheap events, y'all. Like I don't want to go to the cheap events. I don't want to go to even the cheap events. I want to go to the events where you have to pay a little to get in, or you have to join. There's a membership. Just like a little membership, you have to pay the membership. The membership is monthly. Oh, and I've been meeting to the girls that are out here. Some of you are still in your healing cocoon. Stay. But I need to tell y'all about this app. And I applied. It's called Parlor Social Club. And maybe some of you have heard of it. Parlor, let me type it in here. Parlor Social Club. Girl. And you have to fill out an application and everything. Anybody a part of the Parlor Social Club? Anybody? That's what it's called. I'm sharing this with you because I'm about to get up in there. So the Parlor Social Club it's an app, first of all. So look it up. It's an app. And I found out about it. This black woman, she was talking about, oh, you should join the Parlor Social Club. And I'm like, what's the Parlor Social Club? And she was like, oh, like they host events throughout the city, and they're located in many different cities too. It's not just Houston, by the way. But it's a social club where it's professionals, it's content creators, but it's like a space where you can connect to people that are currently on like a similar wavelength, like where you're trying to network and connect with different people and things like that. So let me put it on the screen. So I applied and they had not approved my application. And I was like, damn, what took so long? But then I checked my email and they're asking me to basically promote for them. But I'm like, as a content creator, I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I mean, I was going to pay a membership, but if you going to pay the membership for me, I was going to pay regardless. But they'll check out your social media, and if they look at your social media and they feel like you could be a creator, like a part of their like creator club, then you could do that. Or if you just want to be a part of their professional club, and then the professional and the creators club, they kind of bleed into each other at times for different events and things like that. So I feel like you should check it out. No, it's diverse. It's a very diverse club. Very diverse. It's entrepreneurs, it's people in actual career fields, and it's creators. So they like literally look over your application. It's a whole application process. I don't think they're outside of the States. I'm sorry. Let me go. They have a Instagram too. Let me go to their Instagram real quick. Because they have different hubs. Oh, I thought it was going to tell me where. They're big on culture, so it's very diverse. They have like art events, fashion events. What else did I see on here? Oh, spoken word, like poetry, modeling opportunities. They have, it's different things, different themes. Like they've even done like actual parties too. But then they've done the arcade. They do different events, different themes each time. They'll do a dinner. They'll do like a cocktail hour. I don't know. They do different things. They have wellness events too. What else do they have? So it's not like, and that's what I like about it. It kind of like, honestly, y'all, this Parlor Social Club kind of gives me like, ClassPass. Like, you know how you have different varieties for wellness and even self-care? Parlor Social, it kind of gives you like variety for socialization, like to social. That's what it reminds me of. Because I'm trying to put it in a category and I'm like, what is the category for this? Because honestly, it's unheard of, to be honest. Like, it's super unheard of. I'm just now finding out about it. But it's like a class pass for socializing. But you do have to pay a membership fee. But you get access to these events. So if you're trying to get out, you're trying to meet people. And the point of it is like single people or individuals. Because this one girl was saying some people do use it for dating. They do. But that's not the focus. The focus really is to connect to people and socialize with people and network with people. So I kind of like that. And then they do different events. Like, they don't do the same events all the time. So if you don't want to go to an event where it's always like drinking and partying and things like that, then you can go to the other events that's like wellness. You can go to the other events that are about education, seminars, you know, stuff like that. Or you could go to other social events on there where it's more just like intimate and social. So somebody said it sounds sucker free. That's why I'm like, girl, let me sign up for that. And they keep this one lady, I trust her. Classy black woman, I trust her. She said, It's everything, y'all. You got to check it out. I said, really? Why is nobody talking about this? So it's like a social club app for people that are single in new cities trying to mingle. I saw New York City. I saw Miami. I think I saw Chicago. You could even fly into other cities for events, like if you wanted to do that. So I trust it. I trust it. I trust it. It's not like dating apps where it's like, you know, I don't know, y'all. Some of these apps, some of these apps that are out here, I wouldn't recommend them to y'all. Like Hinge, I wouldn't recommend Hinge to y'all. I wouldn't recommend Hinge. Hinge used to be that girl back in the day, but Hinge has turned into something. I don't understand Hinge anymore. Bumble used to be a past thing too. And then what was the other one? I never took it serious though. What was the other app that was very popular? People call it the hookup app now, but what is it called? I don't even have it on my phone. It's called y'all, what was the first app that came out? It was the first app. It's not Hinge. Tinder. Could not even think about it. Girl, Tinder. I wouldn't recommend those apps to you. But Parlor, Social, and you can use it for however you want to use it. Like, honestly, it's so wide range. Like I said, it's kind of like ClassPass to me. It's so wide range that you can kind of use it however you wanted to. Like dating, you can use it for socializing, just to socialize, get out the house. Or you could use it for networking. You can use it to create a community of women. Then another thing that this woman told me about, the lady that told me about the app, she was telling me that you can meet people in these spaces, but then create a community outside of these spaces too, based off of who you connect to. So I thought that was pretty cool too. Yeah. Is anybody dating? Every time I talk to somebody, they ain't dating. Is anybody dating? Oh, girl, I ain't never been on no Plenty of Fish. I thought that was the Rainbow app. Never been on Christian Mingle. I just don't, I can't do the apps. Anybody dating? Nobody dating? I just feel like it just feels weird dating. It just feels weird. It's a very strange experience. Damn. I'm protecting my peace. So protecting my peace and my energy. I can't. I've completely given up. You know what else? I feel so happy about it. Like I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace with it. It started to feel like a job, and it kind of reminded me of basketball. Like I started hating basketball towards the end because it started to feel like a job, and it was something I loved, and I just was like, I can't do this anymore. Like you got to worry about this. You got to do a background check. You need their social security number. When you don't date, you don't got to worry about none of that. So it's just awful. Yeah, it's not about getting ass. It's about actually showing up. And I don't even be lying no more. Like, normally I even take the phone number, but I don't even do that no more. I'm not going to call you. I'm not calling. And it really be coming down to, I like my life how it is. Like, I actually like my life. So I don't need to escape it. I don't need to have a night on the prowl. Like I don't need all of that. I don't need that type of excitement. I know dating used to be fun, but it's not even fun anymore. Dating used to be really fun. Honestly, I don't know what happened. It's not even fun. It's not even fun. It's not even fun just to do it for a day or a night. It's not even worth your time. Like, it's awful. It's terrible. I don't know why it's like that. Do you think it's because they're not pure? I don't know what it could be. Yeah, it's the too many rules. I think that's what it is. People don't even know how to show up. I feel like men nor women know how to really show up for a date anymore. Like, you got to overthink every little thing. You got to overthink every little thing. And I'm like, you know what? This is giving me anxiety, and this is supposed to be a fun experience. I don't get it. Oh, you broke up with your friend of 5 years? Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, not when you have opportunities. Yeah, like if my life starts to change in a very positive way and I cut you off, you're not coming back. You're not coming back. No shade, but I think everything happens for a reason. You're not coming back. No shade. I still love you though. I still love you though. It's the performance. I feel like it's also social media. Y'all feel like it's social media? I feel like it's social media. I feel like it's social media. Oh, I've been meaning. Anybody caught up on Jourdin, Pauline, and Tylil? The Jourdin, Pauline situation and the Tylil situation is exactly why I'm cool. I'm so cool on dating. Have y'all watched? Do y'all know about it? Do any of you know about it? Has anybody watched it? Anybody? About all the dating coaches and men and women. I blocked them. I blocked them. I just scrolled right past. Like, if they giving advice about, I want 2022, or no, I'm sorry, 2026. I want to see more advice about life. Not relationships, not men and women or men versus women. I want to see more advice about just life. That's it. I just want to get more advice about just life. Just life. How did you overcome this? How did you get through this phase? How were you able to show up for yourself when you felt low? Like, I want more advice about that type of stuff. All right, I think we got all the advice that we need for men and women. Like, honestly. I want to know more about life. What wisdom can you share with me about life and the different phases that you go in life? I would like to hear from married women. I would like to hear from married men. I would like to hear from single women. Ooh, I would like to hear from women that are retired. I would like to hear from women that let themselves go, but then they gain their power back. I want to hear from women that have not settled down after like 30. They're still like out here living their lives and doing their thing. And I want to hear from men too. Like, I want to hear from men too, the ones that have some damn sense though. I want to hear from the elders. I want to hear history. I want to hear your life story. I'm the advice with men and women in dating. Honestly, y'all, I gotta scroll on. Like, I can't do it. I can barely get through a story time about a woman in her dating life, or her man and her relationship, or how it failed and it didn't work out. I can barely get through those anymore. Like, those long ass story times, I can't do it. I can't do it. Then I bought a pocket camera so I can start recording shit on the fly, because I'm tired of the overly productive content. Sometimes I be in the shower, and sometimes I just want to get out the shower and start talking, because I had this thought. But the sitting down, doing your makeup, then talking about it, it's just, I want to get out of that. I want to be a little more spontaneous. Like if I'm on a walk and I'm like, oh, let me pull out my camera and start talking about this. I'm moving towards that. That's what I'm moving towards. Like I'm over the same old stuff. And especially when it comes to my series, Remember This, sometimes I be having thoughts on the fly. Like, I don't know, I'd just be out living my life and I'd be like, boom, oh my God, that would have been so dope to have a conversation about that. But I don't have my setup. I'm over that. Like, I want to get back to what YouTube used to be. Not saying I'm against the production of it all. I like a good production. I like a good edit. But it would be nice to just have like more organic interactions and conversations. That's all I'm saying. Everything don't gotta be about relationships, and everything don't have to be like so curated and overly produced. That's all I'm saying. So I bought that camera and I'm so excited to start using it. Cause y'all remember back in the day, like when YouTube, where you could just grab your camera and just talk. That's what I'm talking about. That's where I'm moving towards. So I got the camera. I'm so excited. I bought it for Christmas. But back to what I was saying about Jourdin, Pauline, and Tylil. Why do I feel like, and this is strictly my opinion, but why do I feel like they both telling the truth? Why do I feel like they're both telling the truth from their perspective? Hear me out though. The reason why I feel like they're both telling the truth is because the core issue when it comes to the moment they shared was communication. So when the interaction happened, there was a lot of assuming, not enough communicating. And that's the issue with dating now. Like, that's the issue with dating. So when I was listening to the story, I'm like, it really sounds like they both telling the truth, but they're telling the truth from their perspective of assuming or going along. So like when it comes to Tylil, I felt like he was just taking Jourdin going along, going with the flow as consent. And then Jourdin was going along and going with the flow, but she didn't necessarily give consent. And then she immediately regretted it afterwards because this Tylil, which this is the thing that's like pissing me off about men when it comes to Tylil. That man is not innocent. Why are y'all trying to make it seem like that man is innocent? And I'm going to tell you right now, the way he moved, he going to embarrass y'all. I'm going to tell you that right now. Y'all want to talk about Jourdin is embarrassing? She is. She is embarrassing. But y'all try to make it seem like Tylil is a saint. He's going to embarrass you. And you want to know why? He likes to mess with messy women. He likes to mess with messy women. He likes to stick his thing in messy women. So you know what's about to happen? Y'all gonna have to not only defend Tylil against Jourdin, Pauline, but all the other women that are about to come out of the woodworks. I hope y'all ready for that. I hope y'all ready for that. Because he is very messy. He's irresponsible. He just be sticking his thing wherever it go. Wherever it can go. And it shows. And no one is like holding him accountable when it really comes to that. I don't feel like people are holding Jourdin more accountable than him. And then the reason why I'm saying this is because automatically people want to paint Tylil as like this innocent black man who's being accused. But honestly, I feel like they're both telling the truth from their perspective because they didn't communicate. They didn't get clarity. They weren't on the same page. They were most likely both intoxicated. They were just fumbling and bumbling around. And they ended up sleeping together. And Jourdin immediately regretted it after the fact because she was going along. And this is another thing. People get upset when I provide actual facts. I don't know why. Compliance is not consent. A woman going along is not consent. And in the state of California, a woman going along is not actual consent. So y'all can drag Jourdin all up and down y'all's timeline, and y'all can try to discredit her and say she lies about this, she lies about that. But do y'all not understand that this girl actually has a case in the state of California? She actually has a case. If you go read the laws on consent, She could have engaged in the beginning and then removed her consent. Then she could have also been pressured. So at one point she gave consent and then she removed it. And then this is what is not clear, because the state of California is all about affirmative consent. And I'm like, Tylil, what did she do actionable that affirmed that she was into it? I haven't got a clear answer from both of them. Like, I went to go listen to her story, and she talking about he stuck the tip in. I started crying, and then he stopped. So I'm like, okay. Then I'm trying to listen to Tylil, and I'm like, Tylil, what affirmative action did she demonstrate during the act? And not to be too fucking blunt, but I'm like, did she give you head? Did she kiss you? Was there any other sexual exchanges that on her end that affirmed that she was like into it? That's what I need to know. He didn't really clear that up. And then am I the only one? Am I the only one that's super unbiased? She could very well be lying. That's what's so tricky about this situation, because they only know what happened in that moment. The internet don't know. And unfortunately, the receipts that Tylil provided, I'm like, it doesn't really clear his side up completely. It doesn't. Like, people are like, oh, the only way it could clear up Tylil's side is if you want to believe him. But I'm like, it really doesn't clear up his side for real. And the reason I say that is because this girl is requesting $2,000. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is literally exactly $2,000. So is she lying about that? Like, is she lying about her phone being broke? Is she lying about how he took her phone? That to me will determine a lot when it comes to the situation. But her sending that request for $2,000, exactly $2,000, when the iPhone 17 Pro Max is $2,000, I'm like, that doesn't really exempt him from what she's saying, though. That's all I'm saying. Like, I went and looked into it. Then what was the other thing that he used? Oh, this is another thing that's kind of weird to me. Was you felt the need to start recording her. And you felt the need to start recording her because you said she started acting crazy after you answered the phone and you were talking to your girlfriend on the phone. Right? So you said that she started acting crazy. So when you started recording her, though, her tone, and we've seen how Jourdin can get crazy. I saw the video of her in the car. She can get loud. She can get loud and somewhat like verbally aggressive, right? But the recording he played, I'm like, this girl sounded, her tone to me gave confused. Like she was still trying to process what just happened. So that didn't really exonerate his, like the receipts that he provided, that didn't really exonerate him to me. Because I'm like, she sounded confused, like she doesn't even know what just happened. And she's trying to make sense of what just happened. And then I'm like, if she was acting crazy, why wasn't she yelling at you? We know she can yell. We know she can raise her voice. We know she can be verbally aggressive. Why was her tone giving more confused? And listen, in the state of California, if a woman is intoxicated or if a person is intoxicated, that's not consent. So she actually has a case. Like, she actually has a case. Everyone is running with just believing Tylil, but I'm not convinced. But I'm also not fully convinced that this girl is not lying though either. You know, like I'm kind of like wanting to see how this plays out for real. Like I really want to see how this plays out, because I'm like, honestly, if at this point, I feel like it really comes down to what can be proven under the court of law, because I do feel like either party, either side, I feel like it's going to be harder to prove each side. But my point of view overall is like, why do I have this weird feeling that they're both telling the truth? And the reason why I feel like they're both telling the truth is because men today don't know what actual consent is. They think compliance is consent. They think a woman going along with whatever is consent. And you don't know, like, you need to get verbal consent. An absent no is not consent. So a woman not saying anything at all is not consent. Her just going along silently, that's not what consent is. But I'm noticing that the culture, this hypersexual culture, does not actually know what consent is. They don't know what it is. I can see that too. I can see that. But think about it. Tylil has something to hide. He's sneaky. He likes to cheat, right? And then Jourdin has been caught in lies when it comes to other situations. So who do you believe? I'm personally gonna sit back and see how this plays out. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm not taking sides in that situation. It's messy. It's what's wrong with dating now. It's literally what is wrong with dating now. No communicating, assumptions, and then someone getting their feelings hurt, and then people reacting a certain way. And typically it's strictly out of being impulsive and being overly emotional because the person is triggered. So I don't even, when it comes down to it, I don't even know what to say. And a lot of men think a woman not saying anything is consent. And that's scary. But when it comes down to Tylil, the way he can really win me over is he can say verbatim what she affirmed through her actions during the sexual encounter. If he can just tell me what she did to affirm through action, because you can get nonverbal consent in the state of California, but it has to be through affirmative action. So if he can tell me what she did to affirm that she was into it through her actions, okay. All right. Then Tylil will have me on his side a little bit, because he's still not fucking innocent. And that's the thing that's killing me. It's like, this dude is not innocent. He out here, has he ever been faithful with any woman that he's been in a relationship with? That shows that he's hypersexual. That shows that he's lustful. That shows that he's sexually irresponsible and reckless. That's what it shows. Why is no one talking about that? Everyone, and then I'm trying to understand, y'all. I don't know nothing about Jourdin Pualine. I know nothing about her. But like, I'm just now being introduced to her. Why is she getting so much hate? Why is she getting so much hate? And do I think that Jourdin Pualine is innocent? Absolutely not. Okay, she was supporting Huda, and you know what I said about the women that support Huda. Okay, so she definitely has some red flags for me when it comes to her, for sure. Cause Huda, but before this incident, I'm just trying to figure out, like, why is she so hated? Why? That's what I'm not understanding. I'm like, is it because of this guy? Is it because of Tylil? I just need context when it comes to that, because I need to see. Or is it because she spoke out and she accused this black man? Like, because the hate that she gets is pretty extreme. And if y'all want to know who I'm talking about, let me see. Ooh, girl, this is all over the news. Girl, this is crazy. Let me show you who I'm talking about for the people that don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What does she do outside of this? The hate she's getting is, yeah, she supports Huda. That's why I said I can't really defend her for real, because girl, that alignment, that compatibility, that's crazy. So, you know, you gotta be careful with that. But the hate is still extreme to me, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, what did she do? Was there something else? Did I miss something? This is what I'm talking about, y'all. Let me see what y'all saying. Hold on. Did you see how he apologized to his girlfriend and then said these females are jealous? Oh no, I didn't see that. And then, do you see the women playing into it though? I'm like, I just, and then this is another thing that like really frustrated me, that makes me upset. It's like people are downplaying what he did in the situation. Because from my perspective, I feel like they're both wrong. Like, first of all, you cheated on your girlfriend. And then not only that, you turn around and I'm pretty sure when it came to Jourdin, before he slept with her, he was treating her a certain way. And then immediately after, like literally immediately after he came and he nutted, he started treating her immediately different. What woman wouldn't be upset? I don't think that has anything to do with jealousy if you having a girlfriend. You immediately started treating her like a toss away. But I'm sure if before you weren't treating her like that, why are you treating her like that after the fact? Then a lot of men are using the excuse about like the whole black, like the black SUV, how she wouldn't get in the Toyota, she wanted to get into the black SUV. I feel like that had a lot to do with the fact that she was still confused. She felt disrespected because the tone and Jourdin's voice on that recording that he played in his video of his truth was confused. Like the girl sounded confused. But I also think she was embarrassed. I think she was uncomfortable. And then to go downstairs and this man is saying, oh, I got you a ride back home, and it's a Toyota. When you rode over you got into his black SUV or whatever there, I felt like she felt disrespected. I don't think it was about the money. I think she felt disrespected. She felt like a toss away. She felt cheap. She was embarrassed. And then a lot of people are like, well, I just don't know no woman that would ask her rapist for a ride home. I was like, you don't know what you would do in that situation. Have you ever been raped? Sometimes when people go through a traumatic experience like that, it takes a lot of time to process what the fuck just happened, especially if you're intoxicated. You think you're going to come to your senses immediately? You're intoxicated, you just had a traumatic experience, but you're confused about it, and you think you're going to come to your senses immediately? Not everybody responds like that. Not everybody responds like that. So I don't know. I think she was confused, and I think that audio recording that he played only showcased that she was confused. It did not showcase his innocence in the way that I saw it. I'm like, that doesn't showcase his innocence. That actually confirmed, based off of the tone of voice and how lackadaisical she was responding. It really gave, she was confused and she was trying to process what the fuck just happened. And she asked in a confused tone, did we just have a one night stand? Does that sound like does that sound like a woman was coherent? That doesn't sound like that was a woman that was coherent in what the fuck just happened. Like, it's kind of crazy how the internet is just running with his side. And I'm like, and I'm not saying these things because she's innocent. I really don't know. Like I said, they could both be telling the truth according to their perspective. And again, he could be thinking the consent that she gave was compliance, when really she didn't give consent. She was just going along with it. And that's not real consent, especially in the state of California. So I don't know. No, he didn't live stream it. He live streamed the video of him laying in bed and she's in the background and he's being asked. He's being asked by her, did we just have a one night stand? Does that sound like a woman that's coherent? If she just slept with you and it was, and a lot of people are pinning it on the fact that he had a girlfriend at the time, and I'm just like, that may not be the case. That may not be the case at all. And then this is another thing that I question too, because she said, did we just have a one night stand? I'm like, why did she ask that? Because, like, she could have, if she was mad about the girlfriend, she could have been like, so you slept with me and you had a girlfriend? Some people are saying she knew that he had a girlfriend before. Is that true? Is that true? Like, did she know that he had a girlfriend before? Like, does he post his girlfriend? That's what I want to know. Some people are saying she knew before. Some people are saying she didn't. I know. And then that's another thing. When it comes to Pauline, what's really hurting her is she tries to position herself like, oh, I'm not that type of girl. I would never have a one night stand. And it's like, we don't need all of that extra shit. Just tell us what happened and leave it at that. But she's doing all of this extra shit. Okay, so everyone in the streamer circles know that Tylil has a girlfriend. Okay, so I can see, and see, that's what I'm saying. The situation is so tricky. I can see Tylil's point of view. I can see why people believe Tylil. I can. That's why I said the situation is very tricky, and to be honest, they could both be telling the truth from their point of view. They can. I heard the comments that she asked to go up to his hotel room to pee, and there was a lobby bathroom. How do y'all feel about that? Tulip. How do y'all feel about that? Would you go upstairs to a man's hotel room to pee, or would you go to the lobby hotel to pee? I don't know, y'all. I'm a little bougie. The lobby bathroom is not. It's probably not going to be as clean as the hotel bath, but I don't know. Y'all let me know. But then it's like, was he flirting with her on the way there? Like, were you making her comfortable to where she would even ask to go and pee in your room? Like, I have so many questions. You would go in the lobby if it was casual? But that's the thing. Like, was it casual or was it more intimate? And see, this is the thing. He could have felt like it was casual. She could have felt like it was more intimate. So was he like on her and flirting with her in the car ride there? Like, I have so many questions. I'm like, or were you like cool, which with him being hypersexual, it's kind of hard to believe that you was just cool with her riding in your car. Maybe you felt like you wanted to get some that night. So you was kind of making her feel comfortable. It transitioned from being casual in that car ride to being touchy. And then we don't know what was in Jordan's head. Was Jordan trying to sleep with him? Or was she just trying to flirt? We have no idea. I have so many questions. And Jordan, just based off of some of the streams I've seen, she could be overly friendly. Too friendly to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, was he trying to spit game? He was trying to get some. He could have been on a high because of the Streamers Awards. Like, I have questions when it comes to Tylil, when it comes to that car ride there to the hotel. Like, what made her feel so comfortable to even ask you to go upstairs to use your bathroom? Something happened in that car ride. That's what I want to know. They both could have been very flirty and both probably intoxicated. I could see that too. I feel like the main issue with the story is it's literally mirroring the state of dating now. Men and women are just not on the same page, and we're not trying to get on the same page because we're not communicating. That's what I'm saying. But again, the missing part for me when it comes to them her going up to that hotel room has a lot to do with what was the car ride like? Were y'all flirting? What were y'all doing in the car ride over there? Because if I got a casual thing with a guy, I'm probably going to the lobby. If it's more intimate, then I'm gonna go upstairs to your hotel room and use the bathroom. Depending on, what kind of relations we have. Do we have a casual relation? If we had a casual relation, I probably wouldn't even get in the car with you, to be honest. But if it's not casual, it's more intimate, I probably would get in the car with you. I know. And then, y'all, another thing too is if she was intoxicated, maybe she wasn't thinking clearly about just going and use the hotel lobby bathroom. Maybe she was, I don't know, she was just laser focused on, she was with Tylil and he had a hotel room with a bathroom. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I feel like the situation could really go either way. But I don't want to accuse or deny someone of their truth when it comes to the situation, however it go. But I feel like the internet taking sides so soon, that's crazy. And then Jourdin, another thing too, Jourdin mentioned that girls were reaching out to her. And one thing I know about men that are out here and they are sexually irresponsible, they have a history, they have a trail. So I hope Tylil, I hope, but y'all, I don't think so. Something in me is telling me he may have some other stuff coming out about him. Because ain't no way you moving around like that and ain't no way you moving around like that. Like, cheating is a character flaw. Like, you have no loyalty to people. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see. But to paint him as this innocent black man is really insane to me. It's really insane. And then I could even play devil's advocate, okay, you cheated, but you answer the phone? You answer the phone with your girlfriend and you have this lady that you just had sex with in the bed with you? What? Just from me understanding his point of view of being a cheater, why would you answer the phone? Why would you let her hear you answer the phone and talk to your girlfriend? I felt like that was stupid. I felt like that was really stupid. I don't know what made him do that. And what playbook when it comes to being a player. And then even and that's another thing that I feel like men are dismissing. He was in the energy of being a player and being a cheater. Did he cross her? Cause if you have a girlfriend, right, and you're a cheater and a player, and you have this girl in your car, you get what I'm saying? What other reason would you let her get in the car with you? Would you let her ride back to your hotel with you, and you're a cheater and you're a player? What other intentions do you have with having a woman in your car and driving her to your hotel? To be a friend? To be a gentleman? That's what I want to know. That's the thing that's really killing me. I'm I can see Jourdin's point of view, but I can also see Tylil's point of view. But I'm what other intentions would he have as a player and a cheater? This is not his first time cheating on a girlfriend. This is actually, he's been caught in 2 cheating scandals so far based off of the ex-girlfriends coming forward, if you haven't been up to date. So what other reasons would he want her to get in his car? What other reasons would he want her to use the bathroom in his hotel? Because he could have said no. He could have said, oh, just use the lobby. A faithful man. I have a girlfriend. Use the lobby bathroom. I'm just being a gentleman tonight. But he wasn't being a gentleman. He wasn't being a gentleman, was he? Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how he could have prevented himself from being in this situation where she could even accuse him of anything because he's a faithful man. But he wasn't faithful. Which means, did he have intentions to try to sleep with her? To try to sleep with her when he agreed to allow her to get in his car? Was he trying to sleep with her as a faithful man in a relationship? If he allowed her to go upstairs and use his bathroom when he could have said, hey, why not use the lobby bathroom? I have a girlfriend. And this is the thing, like, society is still male-centered and male-identified because everyone is like, I don't understand why she just didn't use the lobby bathroom. I don't understand, as a man in a relationship with a girlfriend that's faithful, why didn't he tell her to use the lobby bathroom? This goes both ways. You get what I'm saying? You want to put it all on the woman like, oh, I don't understand why she just didn't use the lobby bathroom. And I don't understand why he didn't tell her to use the lobby bathroom. See how that works? Because he's a faithful man in a relationship, right? He's faithful. So he would never even allow a woman to go up into his room and use his bathroom because there's a lobby with a bathroom in it. So I don't understand, like, people just taking his side, y'all. Like, that's crazy. And I feel like, based off of me hearing both sides, it's neck and neck for me, y'all. It's neck and neck. It could go either way. 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 Because I'm just thinking, I'm like, you got a girlfriend, right? You're in this public relationship because you're a streamer, right? Kai, he's in this faithful relationship with Gigi. I think that's her name. You have a relationship where you're showcasing that you're faithful in the streamer world as well, right? Kai don't like no drama. He don't do drama. He don't do mess. He don't do none of that. He try to keep his brand clean. So you're in this public relationship with this girlfriend. Why would you allow this girl to get in your vehicle and allow this girl to get in your vehicle that goes to your hotel? Nah, oh yeah, you can ride with me. I'll drop you off at your place. Why did y'all even go back to the hotel to begin with? Why didn't you just take her home? You let her get in the car with you. Why did y'all go to the hotel at all? That's what I want to. I have questions, y'all. I feel like people that are just taking his side are blind, and you're intentionally being blind because you want him to be innocent. And listen, he could be innocent as far as being accused of the R word, right? He could be innocent, but he's not innocent when it comes to his lustful ways that landed him in the situation, because it looks bad. Y'all try to make it seem like he looks so innocent, but I'm like, he really doesn't. Because do you think Kai would allow a girl to get in his black SUV and go to his hotel room? Probably not. Probably not, right? Probably not. No, it's not his fault. Listen, when we talk about accountability is all about what role did you play? Tylil, if he is innocent, he played a lustful role. He didn't play a rapist. He played a lustful role. That's what he has to own, and that's what he has to eat. What she would have to be accountable for is being a liar. Why would you accuse a man of doing some shit like that he did not do? Accountability is all about the role you played in a situation. So when y'all get into these semantics about, oh, whose fault is it? Like, that's childish to me. That's childish. That's very childish. And if you can't see how you need to be accountable for the role that you played in a situation where a woman could even accuse you of doing some shit like that when you're in a relationship with another woman, then you're going to end up in the situation again. Tylil will end up in the situation again. Then if this lady, right, if it comes out that she did lie, she's just going to be seen as a fucking liar. People are not going to trust her. People are not going to want to do business with her. People are not going to trust her to do anything when it comes to anything that she may want to pursue in her future at all. Even when it comes to any future relationships with men at all. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't trust men that are hypersexual. Like, you cheated on your last girlfriend too. That's crazy. That's crazy. So it looks bad. Like, be real. It looks fucking bad. It looks terrible. And he cheated on his last girlfriend, so that means he's hypersexual. He doesn't know how to be faithful. He doesn't know how to demonstrate sexual discipline at all. So that means when he agreed to let that girl into his vehicle, he had motives. Be fucking real. He had motives. I hate when people don't want to be real because it triggers you, because it's truth. He had motives. And you know what the motive was? Even if it was innocent, like, the motive was, I'm gonna eat a piece of this cake and then I'm gonna go home and have another piece. He had a choice. And this is another thing. This man had a choice to not put himself in this position. And you know what position he put himself in? In the position that he found himself in. And so now it's his word against hers. And he had a choice. He could have been a faithful man that night, and he could have been like, you know what? Yeah, you can ride with me, but I'm going to drop you off at your place. Or, yeah, you can ride with me, but you can't use my bathroom upstairs. You can use the lobby bathroom. I'm a faithful man. I'm in a relationship. I have a girlfriend. Y'all don't want to talk about it. Y'all don't want to talk about it. And then when it comes to Pauline, she has her issues. Like, she really does. Like, she has her issues. If she's lying, it's because she regrets what she allowed. She felt cheap. She was embarrassed. She felt used. And she could have felt pressured because of who he was. But at the end of the day, she still could have exercised her choice. She could have still exercised her choice. And then, this is the big factor when it comes to Pauline. She knew he had a girlfriend. Why would you get in the car with a man that you know has a girlfriend? Why would you even want to be in a hotel lobby, be seen publicly with a man that has a girlfriend? Why? And that's what I'm saying. It's like people are trying to make it seem like they're not the same coin. Like, they're two sides of the same coin. It's like, why would you even deal with a guy that had a boyfriend? Like, why would you even put your reputation on the line? You talking about, oh, I'm not that type of girl. I'm not that type of girl. So then why the fuck would you get in his car? Why would you get in his car? Did you think that maybe somebody would see you? Did you think that maybe somebody would see you in the lobby in a hotel with him and he has a girlfriend? Why are you standing so close to a man that's in a public relationship? Alone. They both need to take accountability. The internet wanting to choose sides is childish. And it's what is wrong with the dating scene. It's literally what is wrong with the dating scene. Apparently, she was trying to go home based off of the receipt that he posted about her going home. But they were, to me, yeah, they were both irresponsible and just childish. And they didn't communicate at all. And they should have. It seemed like they were on some go with the flow type thing. And as you see, it landed them here. So I believe they're both telling the truth, but I believe they're telling the truth from their perspective. But under the California state law, Tylil, if that girl did not give affirmative, actionable consent, if she didn't give you a verbal yes, it ain't looking too good. If you took her going along with it as consent, it don't look too good, according to the California state law. The only way that it could be affirmed that she gave nonverbal consent is if it was affirmable through action. And I have yet to hear that from Tylil. I have yet to hear it from her either. She talking about, oh, she talking about, what did she say? She said, what did she say? She said something along the lines of, he stuck it in and I started crying, and then yeah, that was, she really didn't go into detail about it. And I'm like, that's not giving consent. Hold on, let me see if I can let me see. Okay, I copied it. Hold on. Okay, that's for you to come up here and talk. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle too. But I don't feel like either of them are truly trustworthy. You got a cheater, and then you got a cheater is a liar, and then you got a liar. Like, there's literally two sides of the same coin. I feel like it's because she was embarrassed and she felt cheap, and she felt like, well, I better get something out of it. So she was just like, call me an Uber. And then he called the Toyota. And then she was like, a Toyota? I think it was because she felt cheap and she felt embarrassed. That's what I think. Again, my opinion, but just hearing how she rants about being this type of girl and I'm this type of girl, it for her it came down to the principle after the fact, and I think that's what it was. I think she felt cheap, and so she had to redeem herself when it comes to her ego and her insecurities. And I think that's why she made the car thing such a big deal. Like, yeah, her ego was damaged or her ego was triggered. So her way of redeeming that, gaining some type of control back. So she went on this power trip about, a Toyota, like send me a black SUV. I think that's what that was. So, but I don't know. Who knows? Honestly, y'all, I don't think this girl is stable. Y'all think she's stable? She don't seem stable to me. And to be honest, it didn't seem like she was stable before this entire situation happened, which is why I'm like, Tylil, why would you sleep with this girl? And she got so many videos of her where it just looks like she not stable in the mind. Like, she's not stable in the mind at all. And I talk about men sleeping with women that are unstable. They think it's cute. They think, oh, the sex is gonna be better and all of this stuff. But then when you got these type of problems, then you're shocked. You're like, oh. Hey, how are you? Hold on. Can I put you up here? Hold on, wait a minute. I can see you. Do I have to go? Hold on, let me take this down. Okay, there you go. Let me remove this too. Okay, so what's your point of view? Hold on, we can't hear you. Do I have you on? Yeah, I have you up. Yeah, we can't hear you at all. Okay. I heard about her sister. I just made Okay, I think I can hear you now. I heard something.
My microphone mic check.
Okay, now
Mic check.
I can hear you. Can y'all hear him? Okay. You was there and then you went out. It's like in and out. Yeah. Oh, you want me to exit out and then you come back? Okay. Okay, he's gonna come back. But yeah, I heard about her sister. Um, and that's when I'm like, is that why she's been acting kind of sporadic within her behavior? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it doesn't seem like she was all that mentally stable before this happened. So she could have been acting out when it came to her behavior because of her losing her sister. And then her losing her sister was pretty recent. It was it this year? Does anybody know? Let me try to look it up. Cause I remember that it was a model that was found in an LA hotel. Or no, LA apartment, not hotel. Cause I remember that. Uh, okay, you're back, but we still can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. Okay, say something now. Yeah, it's not in. It's the audio's gone. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me when it comes to my technology, because I'm just like, am I crazy? Ooh, y'all. And then her sister was found
Mic
because it
check.
was a
Can you hear me?
yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can
Yeah,
hear
her
me
sister
now.
was yes.
You can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, mic check, mic check, mic check. I want to make sure I'm still on. Am I still on?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, all right.
Her sister was
So,
found. Her sister was
okay,
found
go
in the
ahead.
was it was a brutal murder, where her sister was found in the refrigerator and she was bound and gagged. Yeah, in a refrigerator. So, let me now let's do another mic check to make sure the echo goes away. Say 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2. Maybe because I got Ecamm too. I can put. Let me just cut down my computer. That's probably what it is. Mic check. The echo should be down now.
Okay. I turned mine's back on, so we should be good. But yeah, her sister was found in the refrigerator, bound and gagged, and that's pretty gruesome. And now that I know that that's the girl, like I'm putting two and two together, I'm like, oh, that's the girl. That's awful. So her being mentally unstable is kind of expected for something so brutal like that. To learn that that happened to your sister, that's a lot. Okay, we're good. So what's your perspective?
Her name is Jordan. What's her last name again? Jordan what?
Pauline?
Jordan Pauline. Okay, yeah. So I didn't know what you just said as far as like her background.
Uh-huh.
I do think that's significant. I
Mm-hmm.
think that human beings should take that into consideration. Because trauma could contribute a lot to these type of situations. The reason why I had a little pushback in the chat was because in situations like this, because I have been very critical of men like Shannon Sharp
Mm-hmm.
and these other guys as far as how they got caught up, and like Shannon
Sharon
Sharp, it didn't seem like
Sharon
he took a lot
Moore?
of accountability. I think that uh, most of that was his fault because of his freaky escapade and his lust. So I do understand what you mean as far as like men being more disciplined and his, the lust factor and everything, especially when you got a lot to lose. uh, Shannon Sharp, I think he lost like $100 million deal
Yeah, that was crazy.
that was on the table, whatever. So yeah, that was very negligent and stupid. I kind of look at this situation with Tylil a little different because yeah, he's in a relationship. And this is what I want to tell the ladies, man. Be intentional about getting married, because if women have to protect themselves, you
Yeah.
know, it, when you get into a relationship with guys, be intentional about being exclusive. And the best way to be exclusive when you know a guy's intentions if he's willing to marry you. But when you're in these relationships, these boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, especially with Tylil being as young as he is, these guys are still showing their raw oats. So I know when I was that age, I was that's what young people do. That especially young guys that has accumulated a lot of fame and celebrity. You can't really expect these guys to be totally faithful. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not. It's a good
But
thing to be faithful.
my point is, I see where you're coming from, but my point is that there still comes consequences with those choices, though. And some of these girls are out here looking for clout.
That's a fact.
So you're
Um,
putting yourself in a position as a man, sowing your royal oats and all of that, but you're still putting yourself in a position, especially hearing Tylil rant about how he got sisters, he has a mother, he got a niece, and all this stuff. But it's like, if you know these things, why would you put yourself in that position to begin with? If you're building and you're providing for your family based off of your profession and what you got going on, why would you ever put yourself in a position where these type of things could even happen? And then what makes it worse is, like, we are seeing guys get caught up. We are seeing the Shannon Sharps. We are seeing the Sharon Moore. We are seeing men get caught up like that. So I'm like, why would you even play with yourself like that? And when it comes to Kai, you're friends with him and you see how he move. Why are you not moving the same way? That's what I don't understand. Why would you jeopardize putting yourself in a position where you could lose it all?
how is Kaisa not moving? Do we really know?
Well, it seems like he's moving smarter though. Like, if he is doing his own little thing, which I don't really feel like he is, but he could be. I haven't heard anything. He has this girlfriend and he seems to, like, really adore her. It seems like,
Yeah.
but people put on facades. But I'm saying, like, he seems to be moving smarter because of his position. It's the
Yeah.
position he's in that makes me believe that Kai may be one of those ones that are looking at, how these other men are moving, how they're getting caught up, and he's seeing that, he's peeping that, he's like, oh, I'm gonna move different.
Yeah.
To Lil, I'm thinking, if you're cool with Kai like that, well, why wouldn't you think to move the same way?
So I watch your content from time to time, and I tend to agree with a lot of things you say.
Mm-hmm.
From a man's point of view, right? With Kai Sanat and anybody like that, we can assume how Kai is moving, but situations like this, Yanni, you never know how somebody is moving until they get caught up.
That's very
Like,
true. People have free will.
yeah, like Tylil, until this situation happened, we wouldn't be talking about Tylil in this fashion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, when these guys are young and they have a lot of celebrity, you don't know how they're moving. You don't know what kind of sexual activity they're taking part in. I really try not to invite myself in somebody else's bedroom. The
Mm-hmm.
point that I'm trying to make as far as with Tylil is, for the last this whole year, I've been going at the manosphere. I've been going at them, the black manosphere. I think that they've really done, especially black relationships, a disservice more than a service. I don't think it's been very profitable, right? And then you had other founders of the black manosphere come out and say,
Profitable or prosperous? It's been profitable, but prosperous?
when I say profitable, I mean as far as like for black families and black relationships and
Oh, okay,
households and
okay.
stuff. Of course, it's been profitable. They made it, they've been grifting for a long time. But the reason why I say we have to tread lightly with this Tylil situation, and even, pointing a finger at him in any type of way, is because this is how these red pill rangers, this is how they have an excuse to say, see, this is what I'm talking about. We can't never, we always wrong. Men, this is why men need to band together. See, I try to look at it that way, from that angle. This girl, I seen the receipts that Tylil actually
Do you feel
exposed her
like
with.
the receipts truly like exonerated him in the situation completely?
Yeah, I do.
How? That's what
Uh,
I want to know. How? Like, what's your angle with that? Because
because
I'm not necessarily against it, because this girl could very well be lying.
yeah.
We've seen girls lie. One of the biggest red flags was she came on social media before going to the police. That's automatically me throwing up a red flag. But I do want to know, like, your point of view about, based off of the receipts that Talil posted, like, what makes him like innocent to you?
So if I can remember, because I seen it probably like 5 or 4 days ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The text messages that he was showing,
Mm-hmm.
because when I examine situations like that, because I think that grape is a very, very serious thing. Sexual assault is very serious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially with our sisters, women are very vulnerable. So I don't take that lightly. But I do, when people come out with receipts, I do judge, like, from the behavior and the character, right? You can't really make an assumption off it. You can't really make a verdict off of that, what Tylil showed. You really can't. But I would say this: from the evidence that he showed and the receipts that he showed, she didn't seem like a disgruntled, disturbed woman who had been taken advantage. She was.
But that's the issue that I have. This
Mhm.
this is a this is a woman that found out not that long ago that her sister was gagged and bound in a refrigerator.
Okay.
That's very brutal.
That's why you felt like that was relevant. I get what you're
I
saying.
Yes, and the reason is because I'm looking at all of this other content about her that's coming out, and I'm like, she seems a little all over the place. Like, she doesn't seem, me just being a woman, she doesn't seem stable emotionally. Is she running from something? Is she avoiding something? Is she struggling with something internally? That's what I'm seeing when I see these videos of her kind of acting out. And one thing I've noticed about Jordan is she cares a lot about perceptions that people have about her. So
Mhm.
that may be an insecurity that she has.
Mhm.
So the way she was responding in those text messages was just her demonstrating her insecurities, not necessarily demonstrating that what she is accusing Tylil of doing did not happen to her.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. But if I'm being real, when it comes to a dynamic like this, it is hard to prove whether consent was taken or it was not, because it seems like they may have both been intoxicated. It seems like, both of them are kind of just going with the flow. They could have been in this energy of, I'm just going with the vibes. So it's kind of hard to tell, well, who's really telling the truth. And then this is the tricky thing about the situation: they could be both telling the truth because of miscommunication. So it's kind of hard to kind
What
of,
do you? I heard you say that earlier. What did you mean by that?
so like, I can see Talil's point of view, right?
Yeah.
Where if she's just going along with it, he is registering that. From a man's perspective, he's most likely registering that as consent. And then from her perspective, she may be feeling pressured for whatever reason, like, oh, I don't want to disappoint him. This is streamer Tylil. And from her point of view, it's like, well, I don't want to kill the vibe. I'm just going to go along with it, even though I don't feel comfortable. So she could have felt pressured. So when it comes down to, for me, they could both be telling the truth, but what lies in the middle that would make me decide, what would be the deciding factor for me, is, did she affirm anything with her actions that she was into it? And when I hear both sides, I don't really hear how she affirmed non-verbal, but she affirmed through her actions that she was into it. Based off of her point of view and perspective, she says he put the tip in and she started crying. When he tells his story, I don't really hear him like going into details about her really affirming through actions that she was really into it. So that's what's confusing, because to me, when it comes to both of their stories, they kind of line up based off of their
Well,
point of views. But the missing
well,
part for me is the nonverbal consent. Like, was there nonverbal consent? It's very clear that y'all didn't communicate. It's very clear. But was there nonverbal consent somewhere in the middle where it had Tylil think that it was consensual, but for Jourdin it was not? That's what's confusing me when it comes to this. Like that's what it is for me. So I'm not really saying
yeah.
that Tylil is guilty. I'm not really saying that Jourdin is a liar. I'm saying there was a lot of miscommunication, and that's what's wrong with dating today. It's like we're not communicating. We're just going along, going with the flow, and we're just making assumptions, and we're not really talking to each other. And so when it comes to a dynamic like this, where they're exchanging casual sex, right? Like, you're not laying any ground rules, you don't have any standards, no expectations or anything like that. It's kind of like, well, what are we doing? And it seems like they weren't on the same page with what they were doing before they engaged. And I feel like that is the issue with dating now. You have situationships, you have all of these casual relations, and a lot of it involves people just getting together and then that's it. They're not talking, they're not communicating. So
So so Yanni, like you said, they probably was under the influence. They alcohol, substances or whatever. I don't know. But here's the thing. To me, the best evidence over just word of mouth are text messages, because I do think text messages show a lot. And if I can remember, because my memory is a little cloudy with the receipts that he was showing, he showed text messages insinuating that she really wanted to be his girl, and she wanted to be in a relationship with him, and he kind of like curbed her a little bit, whatever, and he ended up getting her I think a car or something like that, and she didn't like the car. She wanted a black truck, so she came back demanding a black truck. And
I missed the part she wanted to be his girlfriend.
either in some type of relationship, or she liked him. She wanted to be in some type of a relationship or something,
I think
whatever.
it to me, based off of the text messages I read, I feel like she was upset, and this is what's very confusing to me. Is like she was upset. She was obviously, we can tell that she was regretful of what happened that night. But
Yeah.
what angle does the regret come from? Things went too far, like did it go to a point where she didn't agree with it? Did she remove consent? But original, and that's another thing, is she could be confused in her feelings because she's still trying to process what actually happened.
If a woman, I'm not a woman. That's why I kind of try to tiptoe on these type of conversations. But if a woman just got sexually assaulted, wouldn't she try to get up out of there as fast as like he got her a car to go home? Why would you say, I don't want this car, I want a black truck? Why would you come back and tell him, I don't want a car, I want a black truck?
To be honest, like, you never know how you're going to respond when something traumatic like that happens to you. Like, you really don't know what you're going to do. You think you do because you're in your, and then you got to also understand that she could have been intoxicated. She may not have been in her clear mind at all. So not everyone gets traumatized like that, and then their first instinct is to run.
Well, that's
That's
what I'm
not
asking.
that's not always the case. Like, some people are confused. They don't even know what just happened because they haven't even allowed themselves to actually process what actually just happened. What it may take them a few days to
Okay,
process what actually happened.
this what I think, Yanni. This is what I think. I think she does have insecurity issues. I think she probably suffers from abandonment issues as well. And sometimes people do stuff like that to get attention, right? And especially when they feel that disappointment that they weren't embraced the way they wanted to be embraced.
I do get some of that too. I do. I
Ye-
feel that like
They'll
she,
lash out. You feel what I'm saying, Yanni?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I see it from that point of view as well.
Yeah.
I do. So
But I
that's
do
what I'm
want to say
saying.
this, Yanni. I'm not discounting the possibility
Right.
that she could have been telling the truth about being assaulted. I don't
But
want
do
to
you
push
think
that off the
to
table.
do you think Tylil is hypersexual considering his history?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I do. I think that a lot of young guys his age, especially with that amount of celebrity and popularity and clout, are
Hmm.
hypersexual. Unless they a part of the the alphabet community or
And
something like that.
I'm gonna be real. Like if Tylil didn't have the history of cheating on his last girlfriend, if he didn't have a history of dealing with messy women, I think I would feel a lot differently about this because if he would have been faithful in his relationship, and maybe he made that mistake, right? He's young. He was at the Streamers Award and he had been drinking. They had been flirting. One thing led to the next, and he ended up cheating on his girlfriend. But when you actually have a history of being promiscuous and hypersexual, that like changes things for me as a woman because it's just like,
I get that.
okay, so then you knew what you was doing when you allowed that girl into your car.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
mean, you know you have a girlfriend. It's not even a good look to have her in your car. And then it's certainly not a good look for you to have her in your hotel.
We don't know if his girlfriend and him have an open relationship, right?
Do they?
I don't know. What I'm saying is if we're throwing out possibilities, we got to throw out all the possibilities. That's what I'm saying. Like we don't know if she knows he have sex with other girls and she just
Hmm.
like, okay. I'm pretty sure she has an indication that he, he gets around. Um all I'm saying is that I take it serious when a woman is assaulted that way. I take it serious.
And I take it serious when women lie about stuff like this
Right,
because
exactly.
it hurts people that have really been in a real
Because
situation
his
like this.
career could be over with something like that.
Yeah, for sure. And then this looks bad on us. So I don't feel like either way it goes. I don't feel like we really win from this situation. I just feel like I just don't want us to jump to conclusions and just like choose a side because I
Right.
felt like regardless of what actually happened, what led like there was a lot of responsibility that could have been taken that led up to it. Even on her part, you know he has a girlfriend. Why are you even getting in the car with him? Why are you asking him for a ride? Why don't you get your own Uber home? Why are you getting in the
Right.
car with him? So it's like there's a lot of responsibility that can be taken on both sides. And something to me is telling me with that car ride, they could have been flirting. They could have
Now
been.
to your point, I agree with you as far as dudes moving smarter because even with going back to Shannon Sharp situation,
Hmm.
the evidence proved that the white girl was lying. Like she lied, right? But she still won in the end. Why did she still win in the end? Because the information that she brought out, it was still damaging to him. It
Hmm.
was still damaging. Like companies did not want to attach themselves to Shannon Shaw, even though everybody and their mama know this girl, she was basically setting him up. But it was so damaging, he couldn't really get over that hump. So this is
But
why I
do you
agree with
not
you as
find it
far as
suspicious? Do you not find it suspicious? Okay, so you're using the Shannon Sharp situation. That woman was setting him up, right? She had all of these receipts. Why does Talil have receipts when it comes to that night? No, for real. I'm being for real because I thought about it and I'm like, who? You just got done sleeping with this girl. This is according to his words. He just got done sleeping with this girl. And then he goes, yeah, she started acting crazy because I answered the phone and I was talking to my girlfriend and she overheard and then she started acting crazy. So I started to record. That was his truth. But when he started recording her, I was like, she doesn't seem like she's acting crazy. She sounds calm and confused. but she didn't sound like she was acting crazy. And after I watched the video of Jordan in the car, like going crazy, like crashing out, I'm like, I know what it sounds like for her to crash out, and she didn't sound like she was crashing out when he started recording her. So it is kind of weird that he started recording her in that moment.
Okay, Yanni,
What was going through your head?
listen to the
Is it
voice
because
of
you do
reason,
this
man.
thing on a routinely basis? What would make you think to start recording her and then she didn't even sound like she was yelling at him? She sounded calm but confused. She didn't sound aggressive in her tone because I was listening for her. I was like, let me see if she gets aggressive, verbally aggressive. Let me see if she starts to cuss him out, call him out his name. Like I was actually listening to hear if it went that direction, but it didn't. So I'm like, Tylil, what made you feel like you needed to record her?
Okay, so I got to give you some pushback on this, right?
I just want to know
Um,
what your point of view is.
okay,
I
so
do.
so Tylil is a celebrity. He's seen other men. Um, he's seen other men either get caught up or fumble the bag, like Shannon Sharp and other people, right? He's seen these other guys how they got caught up.
Mhm.
So for him to have receipts and recording, I don't blame him for that because when you're in that seat, you can't never be too careful. You can't never be too careful, so you don't know where the attack is going to come from. These guys probably be paranoid. If I seen other guys get caught up, and because when people get caught up like that, especially how famous they are, it hits the tabloids and it hits the
But my
headlines and
my
everything, so
thing is,
everybody know. So you're sitting in your living room saying, oh man, I'm not gonna get caught up like that. I'm gonna get me some receipts, I'm gonna record, I'm gonna do all that stuff. So I don't blame him for recording. I don't blame him for having receipts. I don't think it's strange at all.
but
you know
where are her
especially
receipts?
especially when it comes to being lied on. As far as for sexual assault, men are the biggest victims when it comes to that. So yeah, I would expect for him to record or to have all kind of evidence that he can, just in case.
But that's my thing. Why doesn't she have any receipts? If it was truly a setup, why she doesn't?
I don't
Why
think she had no receipts because she really liked him and it didn't turn out the way she wanted it to. That's why.
but why did he feel set up to where he felt the need to record? If she
He
actually
probably
liked
deal with a
him.
lot of women, man, and you know, she's. I guarantee you, she's not the only woman that he's recorded.
But you saying that he deals with a lot of women, to me, that doesn't help his case because that only feeds back into him being hypersexual. And men that are hypersexual and they want something like sex because they're hypersexual and you deny them of that.
You think if a dude is hypersexual, he automatically fits the mold of a predator?
I don't know. It depends. If have you ever denied a man that's hypersexual of sex?
Repeat that again. Say it again.
Have you ever denied a man that is hypersexual when it comes to sex? Have you ever denied him of sex and he was hypersexual?
Me?
I'm saying, like, do you? I'm just saying. I'm being real. I'm like, a man is
You stand from a
hypersexual.
woman's point of
Think
view.
about it. A man is hypersexual, not sexual. We're all sexual. We're all human beings. But a man being hypersexual and you deny him of sex.
You're saying it could be a
I'm just
controlling
saying, from
aspect
a
to that.
man's perspective, though, what does
You're
what
saying it
could,
could be a controlling aspect to that, where if a woman denies a man that is hypersexual and becomes entitled over the years. I get what you're saying.
but that can easily turn into him being a predator if
It,
you
it
deny him.
can. It
That's what I'm
can.
saying. That's why this situation is so tricky for me because I'm like, okay, he's showing signs that he's hypersexual. That's not a good sign as a woman for me because I have been in situations where a man is hypersexual and you deny him. It's a very scary place to be. It's not a good place to be. It's very scary because he goes from seeing you as a human being to seeing you as someone that he can take down. And that's a very scary place to be. So that's why I'm just like, it's hard for me to dismiss what she's saying. Not saying it's true. I don't really know, because this is a very, it's like I said, it sounds like they're telling the truth from their perspective. But again, if Tylil just assumed and didn't get verbal consent or nonverbal consent, where she was affirming through actions that she was into it, then he was wrong. And if a man is hypersexual and he just pushed past all those boundaries, then she not lying. That's all I'm saying. She not lying. There's a possibility she's not lying. There's a
The
possibility that
only
she could be
thing
telling
that
the
throw
truth.
me off with her is she demanding a black truck. Why is you still acting like a diva after?
I
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
I felt like, based off of him deciding to play that receipt, she felt confused. And she was still trying to process what just happened.
Do you
And
think she
I
lied
think,
about the Maybach in that picture that she posted?
see, I'm not getting. I see. I'm not really getting into all of that. But I
No,
will
because that
say
can
that
prove character too. You
I
know.
will say that I do consider those things, because it is a reflection of your character. But
Facts.
him being a cheater is also a reflection of his
It is.
character.
It
So
can be. It can be.
that's what I'm saying. This situation can really go either way. I'm not saying that Jourdin is just completely innocent and she hasn't been caught in any lies. I'm saying it's not about all of these extra things. It's about what happened and took place in that moment. Did she originally engage, but then she withdrew her consent? Because in the state of California, you can engage, but then withdraw. You can give consent and then withdraw. So it's a very tricky situation. It's just very tricky.
Well, everything you brought up, I'm not discounting that fully. I think there is a possibility as far as him being hypersexual, he could have control issues possible, and that could have played into this situation. Uh when people have receipts, I think it is a good thing, especially in situations like these.
Mm-hmm.
Um and another thing is when she was initially accusing him,
Mm-hmm.
what did you think about him not really responding immediately? Do you think that worked against him or worked for him? What do you think about that, Yanni?
Honestly, I don't think it hurt him at all. I don't think it worked against him or it hurt him. I think it was, I don't know, time needed. I think he was really getting confirmation from his lawyer. That's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to some of the details that he gave, I think he's being truthful. But I also know and see a different side of him. Like, first of all, when he was giving his receipts and he felt like he didn't have control over the perception that people had of him now, he got really angry. So it's like one of those situations where he's showing a side that's very emotional. Like, everyone wants to talk about Jourdin Pauline, but I'm like, him yelling and screaming at us, and that's not showing a good side of him either. Because if he's in a situation where he doesn't have the control that he wants, is him getting loud and yelling, is that part of his character as well? Because he could be presenting himself a different way to us, because he has control. But did he have control over that situation? So it's just the power dynamic is there. Also, when it comes to Pauline, is she crashing out because she's lying and people don't believe her? Or is she crashing out because this did happen to her and she's not okay? And then on top of that, she lost her sister, and it was a brutal murder. So, and then this is the next thing that she has to deal with emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And one thing that I noticed about her, and I always tell women all the time, when you sleep with a man and you open yourself up to a man, you're opening not just your physical body, but your spirit. And one thing I've noticed about Jourdin is, like, her spirit is very restless. It's very restless. And it could be this situation is triggering so many other emotions that maybe she hadn't dealt with when it came to her sister. So we don't really know. But what I will say, this situation is going to be very hard to prove. It's going to be
For her?
it's going to be very hard to prove. Because in the state of California, they can withdraw consent once in the act. A person can withdraw that consent, and then nonverbal consent can be given in the state of California, but it has to be affirmed through actions. And when they told their stories, when it came to Tylil's part, I didn't hear where she was affirmative with her actions that led to that nonverbal consent. So I'm kind of on the fence with it. I really don't know uh, what's what direction I'm taking. I'm kind of like in the middle where it seems like they're both telling the truth from their perspective, and
Yeah.
seeing how they didn't really communicate that well.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I,
what I'm
I
saying.
think he is. I think he's telling the truth, and not to move the goalposts. I don't know where you lie with the Tory Lane situation. I'm
Oh,
not changing the subject,
oh,
but I think that enough evidence came out to convince me that he really wasn't the one that actually shot the gun.
oh.
But I think that he's in prison right now because he was trying to play it cool and he was trying to protect everybody, and he should have just told the truth in the beginning instead of trying to protect his thug image and all that, and not be a snitch and all that kind of stuff. Listen, I think that just from that Tory Lane situation, if you are a dude where you know you're innocent in the beginning, you need to just tell the truth. You need to tell the
This
truth.
is my thing. Two things that I, when it comes to Tory Lanez,
And I was just
Tory, I
using
can't
that
get past.
as a reference for Tylil.
I,
That's what I was saying.
I can't get past the text that was sent. Tory shot Meg. It's
So
not.
you think he shot Meg?
Why would someone text that? Why not? Megan stepped on glass. Like that's a crazy accusation to text someone. Tory shot Meg. Why not? Megan stepped on glass.
Listen, that's we ain't even got enough time to cover that.
I'm just saying, out of all the things you could text, your friend is injured, you text Tory shot Meg. Why not text Megan stepped on glass? Oh my gosh, she's bleeding. Her foot is bleeding. Megan said, we need help.
Right.
But Tory, like a gun, like that's kind of crazy to say in
So
text.
so a lot of more information
like,
came
like
out.
I'm
Like,
just, I'm just being real. Like I've been out, I've been having fun, been doing my little thing. But to text my friend that somebody shot somebody and no one had a gun, no one pulled out a gun wasn't even seen. Like that's some crazy shit to text somebody.
I think he's just trying to keep his thug. He's trying to stay hard and keep his thug image and stuff. He don't want to be a
By someone
snitch.
texting the security saying Tory shot Meg, like that's kind of crazy.
No. The security guard that was in the truck.
Kelsey texted that to her security guard. I don't understand why.
That Tory
If
shot
she
Meg.
stepped on, because everyone is saying she wasn't shot, she stepped on glass. Okay, well, why didn't she text the security that Megan stepped on glass? She's bleeding. Oh my God. Why would they text Tory shot Meg if there was no gun?
So there was only one security guard in the truck, right?
I believe so.
Okay. And later on, that security guard, you tell me if I'm lying or if I'm wrong, didn't that security guard eventually come out and say Tor did not shoot me?
It's not about what the security guard is saying because all of these people could be lying. But like you said earlier, right? You said text shows or tells the truth about these situations.
Okay, hey, see, you got me on that one right
I'm
there.
I'm just saying. So for me, I'm like, that's a wild thing to text. Like, we're out having a good time. Why would anyone be pointing a gun at somebody?
That's crazy. I
So
mean,
to text something like that, and y'all were just kicking in and having a good time. There was no
okay, hold
guns.
up. Do you
Maybe there was
believe
a
that
fight or an
Kelsey was
argument.
fighting Megan Thee Stallion?
Maybe Megan got pushed and she stepped in glass. Text Megan stepped in glass. Oh my gosh, we need to rush her to the hospital. Not Tory shot Meg. Like that's crazy. That's
No, no,
crazy.
no. Do you believe that Kelsey really was angry when she found out that Megan and Tori were sleeping together and they actually fought? Do you believe that?
Absolutely, absolutely. But to text someone and say Tory shot Meg, that's insane. That is insane. Like, you have to see a gun to get the idea. See, my thing is, I like to start with the mind first, not what was exchanged, and not even what was text. The mind is such a very powerful tool. In order for you to even think to text something like that, you saw a gun. To think to say a person shot another person, a gun was pointed at that person.
It was a gun involved.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
if it was glass and they got into some type of brawl or something like that, then she would have said, the mind would have registered as Megan stepped in glass, not Tory shot Meg. Like, that's a wild accusation to make. That's a wild accusation to make.
At the time, would she know that Megan Thee Stallion stepped in glass?
If you're out with your friend and y'all get into a fight, are you gonna go and text somebody that just because they got into a little brawl?
So okay, so let's pretend Kelsey. I'm already angry that my best friend was humping my boyfriend.
I
I'm
get
already
that,
angry. Now
but
I don't fought her and everything. I'm intoxicated.
but creative. I'm thinking about when you create a lie,
I'm
you
saying I
have.
wouldn't at the time. I wouldn't even care about lying on them. You know
I
what I'm
know,
saying?
but let me take the perspective of Kelsey is lying. How do you come up with a lie like that in the moment?
Somebody shot the gun, and that's a serious offense. Listen, you ever heard of what is it called?
So what is this new evidence that you're talking about, though? That's what I'm confused about.
Well, I wouldn't say new evidence. I just know that the bodyguard ended up coming out later and saying that Tory did not shoot the gun.
And
And
Jourdin Pauline came out saying Tylil Ard'd me, but you're saying, according to your perspective, that the text messages tell the truth. So, okay, I can side with you on that, right? You're saying that the text messages tell the truth. Okay, well, why does that not apply to the Tory Lane situation?
okay, on the accused,
No,
this
no,
is what I'm
just
saying.
answer
On
that
the
question so then I can
accused,
have an understanding of your thought process.
okay, this is my thought process. On the accused point of view, right? In the Jourdin Pauline situation, Tylil was the accused. In the Megan Thee Stallion situation, Tory Lanez was the accused. So on the
But
accused,
not by the victim though. By a person that was a witness, which was Kelsey.
right, who could have been the one that actually shot the gun that tried to get the heat off of her.
So then why did Tory apologize for how he acted that night?
Ooh, see, I think he was apologizing because he got caught up cheating and having sex. You know, I think he felt like ultimately he was the one that caused it all, caused the whole conflict, because they wouldn't even been fighting and they wouldn't have even been beefing with each other
You're
if he wouldn't
you're
have been messing
you're
with both of
you're
them at
in
the same time.
jail for being accused of shooting a gun.
Well, he didn't apologize for shooting the gun on the phone.
We don't. He apologized for how he acted that night while being
Right.
accused of shooting a gun. You're in jail on the phone because you're being accused of shooting a gun, and you're caught on the phone apologizing. That's crazy.
That situation is kind of freaky to me. I don't know, man.
I'm a thinker. Like I like to think about things.
Me too.
I don't like to think about what happened. I like to think about what a person was thinking before it happened. What was a person thinking mentally when it led up to the situation? And again, when it comes to Tylil and Jourdin, it seems like they just weren't on the same page and they were not communicating and they were engaging very casually, and really it comes down to, did Jourdin withdraw her consent? Did she just comply and go along with it but didn't give consent? Then that falls on Tylil. Or did she casually engaged in this relationship with Tylil, heard him answer the phone with his girlfriend, she got mad, regretted the situation, regretted the whole encounter, and now she's coming out lying on him? Who knows? When it comes to Megan Thee Stallion in that situation, who texts someone, Tory shot Meg? Like, who does that?
A person who afraid to go to prison.
So you think Kelsey was plotting immediately on Tori, a man she was sleeping with?
I think her spidey senses, I think her antennas rose when after the smoke cleared and she realized what she
No.
did.
She sent that text that night. So
That's
there
what
was,
I'm
there was
saying.
no time for
Like
smoke to clear. There was no time for smoke to clear. She responded instantly.
did she respond before the police got there?
No, yeah. She sent that text to the security. No police had been, well, they didn't know the police had been called because shots were heard by neighbors and things like that. But no, like at the time, the police weren't involved. She was just trying to get the security guard.
Okay, well, that kind of goes more to your point. So I'm gonna give you that right now.
And I think they were both like willing to protect what happened, like the truth of what happened in that moment. But it just fell apart later. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's to me, when it comes to Tylil and Jourdin, like I said, it could really go either way. It really can. This woman could be regretting her actions that she decided to partake in that night. Or when it comes to Tylil, maybe he made assumptions and he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe she withdrew the consent and he should have stopped. Because
or maybe like you said, he could be an entitled brat and he might have got rough with her. Right? He
true.
might have got rough and she just kind of she didn't want to, because she liked him and because she didn't want to probably ruin an opportunity in her mind. She just didn't fight too hard. Maybe he did get rough. I don't know. I'm just saying that from everything I've seen, I'm not saying that she didn't I just want to I would want to put that out there. I'm not saying that nothing didn't happen to her. I'm saying from what I seen, she seems the less credible right now to me, in my opinion.
A cheater to a cheater?
Yeah, because people cheat every day, B.
A
You know
cheat
what
is
I'm
a
saying?
lie. If you cheat, you a lie. You ain't never heard that? My
Yeah, my
grandmother,
grandma told me that.
my
But
grandmother, you cheat, you a
if
lie.
you're
So if she's obviously been caught in lies, let's be real. She's been caught in lies. But
right,
being
exactly.
a cheat is also being a lie. So they're two liars. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but at the same time, like I said before, we don't know if he actually was cheating because we don't know the relationship dynamic between him and his girlfriend. We have to know that first before we even say he was cheating.
I'm gonna have to go look to see what the girlfriend is saying
Right.
because those relationships do exist. But even if he weren't cheating this time, did he get the consent?
Say, say it again.
Even if he wasn't cheating, this new relationship, he cheated in his last relationship, right? But in
Yeah.
this new relationship, maybe they have some type of arrangement. However, when it comes to the encounter, did he get consent?
Well, that's the number one question.
That's why I'm on the fence.
That's the number one question.
According to
And
her, he didn't. According to him, he really didn't say. He just created all of these receipts that would back up that she wanted something from him. But I'm like,
right,
that doesn't really dismiss if he got the consent that night or not.
right. But if I'm seeing that she actually liked him, and then she thought she had enough leverage to turn down the initial car to go home and to get a black truck.
I
If
highly
I was,
rec-
this is what I'm
I
saying. If I was a
highly
betting man, I would say she did give consent. If
I
I was a
highly
betting man.
recommend that you educate yourself on victims that are sexually traumatized or assaulted. Some people are confusing their feelings. You will even hear this from gay men. This is not like a woman thing either. You even hear this from gay men. I've seen so many gay men come out recently on TikTok talk about how they were molested and they thought that they were in love. They thought that they liked the man, but really they were just being taken advantage of, and they were very confused in their feelings of how this person took advantage of them, and they were confused about the experience that they had, the trauma that they carried, and the fact that to a certain degree they still like the person. So it happens. It's not just a woman thing. It really is. It just comes down to trauma. and how everyone responds differently to it. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't want to jump to conclusions when it comes to Jordan
No.
and
Listen,
his,
listen to what I'm saying, Yanni.
how
I'm
she's
not saying
responded.
it. I'm not saying it didn't happen,
Mhm.
right? I'm saying if this was a case in front of a jury and the judge, I feel like she would be losing this case. Just like you said,
I don't
it would be
know.
hard for her to prove.
We
That's what
don't
I'm
have
saying.
no, we don't have any receipts from her though. So we don't know. We only have Talil's side.
Why if she got receipts? Why she taking this long?
I don't know. Honestly, I mean, seeing how the internet is dragging her, I wouldn't be online.
If the internet was dragging me, I would definitely
But
produce
first
those
of all,
receipts
you
right
got to
now.
understand the internet is not on her side. So coming online, people just gonna keep dragging her.
They
So
was dragging
I feel
Listen,
like I feel like the
they
best thing to do in her position is to log out and to handle this off social media because
no,
she's gonna get
listen.
attacked.
They were dragging Tylil until he produced these so-called receipts. Now, guess what? He kind of leveled the playing field. If you got receipts that's going to favor you, you need to show them. That's my
I
opinion.
personally didn't feel like those receipts really favored him. It just made him seem like he was trying to be a player, and he also was keeping receipts the night that they had their encounter. Tried to paint her out to be crazy, which men love to do that. They like to try to paint you out to be crazy and discredit your mental capacity. But to be fair, it seems like she's not all that there. And I don't know. The receipts really did not exonerate him. Like that's
Okay,
just my.
that's you. But if we were to be honest, you don't think as far as the social climate towards him, what he produced actually helped him toward
No,
like
because again, he's talking about all of these things that happen outside of the encounter. It's all about what happened in that encounter,
yeah.
not about how she responded after the fact. It's all about what did you get the consent or did you not? Did she affirm through actionable consent? Was there some like type of affirmative action that she demonstrated? And like I said, to be blunt as hell, did she give you head? Did she kiss your neck? Like, did she touch you? Did she rub on you? Like, I need to know. Then that puts way more into perspective for me about what happened during the encounter, because that's what it all comes down to. Not what led up to it and what happened after the fact. It's all about what took place. It could have been 3 minutes, but whatever happened in that 3 minutes, I need to know what happened. And he has not cleared that up. That's what it is for me. That's why I'm kind of on the fence with it. Can I see where he's coming from? Absolutely. But I can also see where she's coming from, considering I'm focused logically on what happened in them 3-4 minutes. That's all I want to know. What happened? We don't know. The internet does not know. We don't know. The internet don't know. So for me, because I don't want to accuse this man of something like rape, and I don't want to dismiss a woman that could have been raped, I'm just going to stay on the fence for now, because the receipts that he provided, it just did not exonerate him for me. And seeing
Right.
how these situations are very complicated, especially when two people are intoxicated. So, and then it doesn't help his case and it doesn't help her case, because again, it comes down to, well, if you're a faithful man in a relationship, you have a girlfriend. Was she on the same page with you that night?
That's what I don't know. I don't know. I
And then
just
when it comes to Jordan, why are you messing with a guy that got a girlfriend? Or
listen.
did she know, according to your words, did she know that they had an open relationship?
I don't think she cared about because from that's why maybe I need to go revisit those receipts again too.
I
But if
need
I'm
to,
not
I, and
mistaken,
I
she
and
really
I
liked
and I
him.
too need to go listen to the current girlfriend, because I have not listened to her.
Yeah.
Because that would put some more things into perspective. But based off of what I have seen so far, I'm like, they could both be telling the truth, but they're telling it from their perspective of what took place that night, with them both being intoxicated and not really verbally communicating.
Mhm.
That's my take on it. But I do want to hear what the girlfriend has to say. And then, is the girlfriend protecting him?
Well, I think you have an interesting take, and it is good to always speak up, because it seems, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you take the position of, what was that movement? The always right, believe all women. Do you take that position? Believe all women first when they.
Social media has given me a different perspective on that. Like, I'm going to discern the information and try to be fair in where I stand. That's it. I can't say I'm just going to automatically take the woman's side, but I can say that I will do my best to be discerning, to be fair, to be logical, and not to rush to any conclusions. That's the only thing that I can agree to. So no, I can't say I'm just going to believe all women, because one thing I've learned about that is, when you believe all women, you could be on the receiving end of that same woman and you could be a victim to her. So can't really say that I'm just going to take
That's a
all.
good point. You
No, but
could be the guy's wife, right?
I mean, it could be any situation. Really, I could be her friend and she does something to me, and
Right.
you know what I
Got you.
mean? So I feel like that's kind of toxic to take that angle. But I will say, I will move with integrity. I will think clearly about, the information, think logically, not think rational, not think emotional, but like really look at the information for what it is, and then try to do my best within fairness and integrity to stand on the side of truth. So whatever the truth is, and that's the thing, I could be on Tylil's side, but I also could be on Jordan's side. It depends on where the truth lies, honestly. So I don't know. I don't like when women accuse men of doing things like this, because it hurts us as women, especially women that have been violated. So I can't say that I'm just on her side automatically, because if she is lying, then that makes us all look bad. And that's not good PR for us as women. It's not. It's not. It's horrible. So it just makes it harder for real victims. So, and then when it comes to Tylil, I have brothers, I have men in my family. I wouldn't want them to be accused of something that they didn't do. That's
Right.
just me being honest. So wherever the truth lies, that's where I stand, and I'm going to be fair in assessing what I think the truth could be. That's it.
Well, I think that you had a very insightful uh, outlook on this whole Tylil and Jordan Pauline situation. You gave me some things to think about. Definitely take sexual assault serious. I definitely take rape serious. I do. I am a black man that promotes protecting, well, first and foremost, black women, but we just women in general. Women are very vulnerable, and I don't take that lightly. Like I said, I'm not one of these team man dudes. No, that's not me at all. Like I said, that's my track record on my channel. I've been going at the manosphere for some time now. I even had like a lot of these founders on my channel going at them. So that I'm very big on community, very big on children.
Hmm.
Uh, I care about the kids a lot, and I appreciate your content. I really do, and I appreciate you for allowing me up to discuss this with you too. So
I'm going to consider what you're saying about them having an open relationship, and see where I stand after I listen to her. But
they probably
ultimately,
didn't. I was just throwing that out.
I'm gonna still look though, because I really want to know. Like, this is actually very interesting to me. I feel like it represents the era in which dating stands now, which is
Yeah.
we're not communicating, we're not connecting, and that's part of the issue. We're not connecting with the other person. We are just going along with things. We're going with the flow, and we're not connecting. We're not communicating, and we're not trying to like really learn each other or get to know each other in a real way. So we'll see. We'll see. But I do hope that I can encourage you to do more research so that you can properly protect women and children.
Oh,
Seriously.
most definitely. I've been doing research, but I don't want to
Especially when
feel
it
like I
comes to
can
you,
ever
your
stop learning. Like I
your
said, you gave me
expectation.
more insight too,
But
and I do
especially when it
understand.
comes to your expectation of how you think a victim should respond.
Right, right, right. I understand what you're saying, and like what you said, as far as Jordan's experience with Tylil, yes, a victim can they it can it can it can be the effect can come later. I do understand that. right? I don't understand her mind state at the time. So I
Mhm.
don't even want to jump to conclusions.
I mean,
Yes,
just think about it with yourself. Have you ever experienced any trauma in your life?
trauma. Yes, I have. Yeah.
Do you still try to process it today?
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Um, I was a child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to
I
expect
understand what you're
and
saying.
this is to say if she's telling the truth, to expect for her to react a certain way so soon after, I feel like that's unfair. So that's what I'm saying. If you're still processing things that traumatically happened to you when you were a child, you're expecting a woman to automatically react a certain way and it just happened. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, when it comes to victims, you don't know how they're going to respond. You really don't. And she could very well be lying, but I still want you to think about that though. I still want you to think about how you're still processing things that happened to you when you were a child, and then you have this idea that victims should respond a certain way. We don't know how they would respond. So,
Most definitely, and I'm not discounting that at all. I would never discount that. You know.
okay. Well, thank
Yeah.
you for coming up here and sharing your thoughts and giving us the male perspective. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you around in the chat again.
Do you have a like an email I could reach out to you?
Yeah, you can check my description box. My
It's
description
in your
box has
description box.
my website.
And okay, your website. And before do you allow people to shout out their channel?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
Okay, thank you to Yoni for bringing me up. My channel is No Captivity with Freezy. Um, actually, I share similar views to Yoni, and hopefully this won't be my first time, talking to Yoni. But yeah, my channel is No Captivity with Freezy. It's in my description down there. I mean,
And
on
how
my
you
name.
spell Freezy? Is it just spelled Freezy like Freezy?
Yeah, Freezy. Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
just
No
put it in the
Captivity
chat.
with Freezy.
Thank you for coming up. You enjoy the rest of your night.
You too. I appreciate
Alrighty,
you.
bye bye. Okay. No, I wanted to hear the man's perspective because I really wanted to understand why they're going so hard for him. But like I said, ultimately for me, it just comes down to what happened that night. Like what happened in that 3-4 seconds, or not 3-4 seconds, y'all. Let me not be shady. Whatever happened within the 3 to 4 minutes that they shared together sexually, I just want to know, was consent given? Was it given non-verbally? Was it given verbally? I just want to know if the consent was given. And that's going to be the determining factor for me when it comes to this situation with Tylil and Jourdin Pauline. But I don't want to just jump to her side because women have been caught lying. They have. And I don't want to be advocating for women and protecting women. And then I'm over here taking her side and then it comes out that she's lying. Then that makes us look bad. So for now, based off of the information I've seen, I want to wait to see police reports. I want to wait to see if she gets like a R kit. I want to wait to see what her lawyer says. Like I want to see some things move outside of social media because I have played that role in the past where the girls run the social media but they're not actually doing anything outside of social media, and I can't do that again. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say and talk about. I wasn't expecting to speak to anyone, but I just wanted to hear what he had to say. Thank you for joining. Please give the video a thumbs up. And I hope to see you in my next one. And let me know if there are any other things that you want me to talk about. My honey jar video is available on Patreon. Let me know if there's a Patreon topic that you want me to talk about. Comment in the comment section after the video is saved. Let me know what's going on. I looked into the Jourdin Pauline and Tylil situation, and even though that's not my crowd that I normally talk about, but the situation was actually very interesting to me because it's very tricky. So let me know what else y'all got out there in these internet streets, because I'm not out here in these internet streets like that. I done blocked the Shade Room, Baller Alert. I didn't block them. I unfollowed them. Neighborhood Talk. So let me know what else is going on out here in these streets, and let me know what else you would like for me to talk about. I'll see you in my next one.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.